What's the motherfucking deal? Welcome to the Den. If you're not familiar with the Den is the best conversation on the internet, and I am always glad to be your host this evening, every evening, Ed Honcho. So welcome to the Den. I'm glad you could join this evening. Tonight we're going to be doing confessions. You know, yesterday a set of untimely events took place, and you know, it just wasn't appropriate to keep it going. So we're gonna move it to today, and we're gonna talk about some things. But I got something good for y'all next week on confession, as y'all will see. But so we're gonna talk about some things. We're gonna talk about some confessions, but let's get through the proper protocol. Make sure you're following the Den on all the proper socials: Facebook.com/DenShowLive, Twitter and Instagram, different platforms, same name, @DenShowLive. So make sure you're following on those. I try to keep a heads up on, you know, all of the stuff that goes on with the Den there. If you follow Sauce Sports, expect to see some more videos in the Den, similar to what I kind of did earlier on the Sauce. But the editor was tripping today, my video editor, because he was a premiere, he was just tripping. And so I didn't get out some of the videos I intended, but I plan to come up with a lot more stuff. Make sure, hey, if you ever want to contact the Den, 833-284-3336, 833 the number 2. The Den is the easiest way to remember that. DenShowLive@gmail if you ever want to leave an email, or you can call, leave a voicemail if you want to have constructive criticism, thoughts. Maybe you missed a topic, you just want to throw something in there. It's all good. Den Show at thedenshow.com. If you ever want to tell a friend about the Den, it'll take them right to the channel. Go to thedenshow.com/live to bring them directly to a live stream. Also, if you ever want to show some love to the Den, and I appreciate everybody who has shown love as we continue on this journey. Big plans, big goals, and I'm going to tell y'all why I'm a little bit more motivated. We'll talk about that a little bit in the confessions, and I'll figure out what confession I'm going to drop. But you can go to streamlabs.com/thedenshow, and I appreciate everybody who has shown love via that platform. And patreon.com/thedenshow if you want to become a Patreon supporter and support the Den monthly. Shout out to Stina Starry-Eyed. For being a Patreon supporter. And like I said, I'm gonna have much more content coming via Patreon, via here, and I finally got a recipe that makes it copacetic for me to do the things that I plan on doing, you know. So let's just get into the conversation, man. It's a lot to talk about. We're gonna probably discuss some of the Nipsey thing a little bit later in the show. Cause I'm gonna be honest, like there's just a lot of angles going on with that, and I just want people to be, realistic, okay? And I want people to acknowledge some things, but we're gonna start off on a lighthearted note. We're gonna start off on, you know, try to get some happiness out there, and then you know, whatever you guys want to discuss later on in the show, we will talk about. I'm gonna be honest, man. I didn't really think of a confession to share with you guys before the stream. And so I gotta dig in the bag. I remember I told you I was gonna tell y'all some stories about the whatchamacallit, the $10 couch. And the $10 couch was cool. You know, back in the day, see, I was a player. So yeah, you know, that's when phone lines were still a thing. And so I'm gonna tell y'all about that. But before we get into that conversation, I gotta shout out to the denizens, the degenerates, the friends of the Den, aka the Den folk. And I just want to see how y'all doing this evening. So we're gonna see who we have joining us. And give me a pardon, man. I'm being rude. I'm trying to put the little dilly dally on the Gramstagram, because I'd be lacking. So let's see who we have joining us, and let's get into the conversation, man. Dr. Rabbit, beyond a funny nigga. I'm just saying your name. Man. Baker Man, what's the motherfucking deal? Keisha, our Lady Licious. Captain Diggler, what's the motherfucking deal? Simply Deep. Let's see. How are you doing? Broderick Brooks, what's the motherfucking deal? Jaja, Shaolin Fantasy. Always good to see you, Shaolin. What's the motherfucking deal? Lisa Cartwheel, what's the motherfucking deal? Yeah, I got to change those questions up. I don't have a lot of different things on the question. I got to fix those. I just got to be quick. Y'all should know the answer by now. Miss Thang, White Persuasion, Jared Key, Kellum Boys, what's the motherfucking deal? And 335, peace. So, man, let's talk about it. Ed, man, Brudley, whoever you are today. Let's talk about it, right? The confession. Let's talk about the confession. I don't know if it's so much a confession, because there's some things I want to share, and like I said, I didn't really think of a good one beforehand, and I got to be cautious about some of the things I share, because sometimes I know old friends and things like to come through, and I can't tell all the tales. Some motherfuckers be talking too much. But, you know, I understand I really don't give a shit. But, you saw White Persuasion already playing loud, but he didn't even want to get a Sauce a shout out, man. He was like, fuck Sauce Sports. I don't even know who the dude, I forgot his name. The dude who was hating on me. I was going to say White Persuasion sent him a shout out instead of Sauce Sports. No, I'm fucking around. But here's the deal. So I used to have this. He should have shout out the Den at least. Used to have this couch, right? And like I say, you know, back when I was young, you know what I'm saying? This was high school era. And I hope no chicks ever come to the Den that I honestly don't give a shit. Cause here's the deal, right? So I had this couch, $10. And I don't know how I got it in the house, but it was a garage sale at this fucking house, like across from the apartments I stayed in. And it was like, man, couch, $10, big fucking super couch. And it honestly was too big to fit in my room, cause you know, my bed, the couch, I think I had like a dresser and some stuff in there. It was just too much, but it was cool because it was just like just enough little walking space in between that couch to fucking, to operate. You know what I'm saying? My Town McVice, what's the motherfucking deal? And so here's the thing though. Did a lot of dirt on that couch, on that bed. But there was a thing. And the chicks that I actually fucked with, that I intended to continue fucking with, I mean, it was just a thin line. You know, you had couch, bed. You had jump offs, you know, some of those one-time affairs. Well, those bitches were designated to the couch. Okay? The bed was for the chicks that I actually fuck with and plan on fucking with more than once. Sometimes, though, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes those chicks started off on the couch. And one or two might have made their way to the bed. But here is the deal. Here's the deal. One time, me and a very good amigo, we used to be up to some shenanigans, goddammit. And let's just say it was a sisterly affair, okay? So it was it was an older sister and a younger sister. Both of them were legit, so we ain't gonna, you know, go there. But it was funny because I think we didn't even know that. I didn't even know they were related, honestly, until you really looked at them. We're like, oh, okay, you know. And so let's just say, not being too grotesque about it, those two bitches got fucked. And we definitely had to, I wouldn't say put them in the merry-go-round, but we definitely both got to sample the wares. And they was with the shit. That's the crazy part about it. So there was just that was a very interesting evening. Because it was unexpected. The way it just kind of, it all went down. Because it was night, you know, there's times that you have like, all right, partner, say this, you gonna fuck with this bitch, I'm gonna fuck with this bitch, and it's gonna go down like this. And sometimes the hoes don't follow the goddamn rules. All right. Sometimes them bitches, and I know I'm not calling them bitches. I like hoes. Let me keep it real. I love ladies. I like hoes. I hate bitches. But sometimes them hoes don't be following the rules. And I be thinking them hoes be having plans of their own. They be with their own little shit. Like the same way dudes be having discussions. All right, shit, okay, we gonna go get over there, you know, or she got a friend for me, or whatever that situation is. I'm working on. I no bullshit beyond. I'm working. I got a couple of shirt ideas I'm working on. I was actually spending some time today doing that. I'm gonna have some shirt action coming. And I be thinking they be having plots and plans of their own, you know, to get with the grooving and get in the mix. And so, you know, like I say, what turned out to be a, you know, what was supposed to be a game of one-on-one over here, and, you know, on the other court, you know, it was supposed to be a game of one-on-one, ended up being a game of, I don't know what the fuck you call it, tag or, you know, exactly. I mean, I am too sharp. I'm just trying not to be, I ain't gonna lie, like I listened to that victory lap today, and the line, like 2 or 3 bars into the album, last night it was a cold killing, and that's one of the first fucking lines of the whole album. That shit just had me feeling a particular kind of way. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna talk about why anybody who was really fucking with Nipsey, it should bring the best out of you. We gonna like I said, I promise to give y'all the best Honcho from these points forward. Like I said, I spent a lot of time trying to get some going today, and it just you know, shit, just the software wasn't working. My hardware is fine, the software just wasn't working right. But I'm gonna start giving y'all, like I said, all the shit I've been talking, y'all finna start getting it. So yeah, so it ended up being a little party that evening, and so, you know, that was like my brother. So we took it to some sisters that evening, and I would definitely say it was a very interesting affair. And I ain't gonna smash with them a couple of times, but I don't think she ever made it off the couch though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think she ever made it off the couch. So, you know, there's that. That's my confession for this evening. Me and a very good friend had a old switcheroo with 2 sisters, and they was with the shits. Makes me kind of feel like they had been with the shit probably before. That probably wasn't the first time. You know, it happened. She's still on the couch. They said, if she is, she in the trash. I'm telling you, like, I couldn't, you know how I got rid of that couch? Like, I don't know how I got that bitch in the house, like, honestly. Because we stayed in an apartment and upstairs. Like, I don't know how I got it in. Because to get rid of that bitch, like, we couldn't even get that bitch downstairs. Like, I ended up pushing that bitch over a balcony. And that bitch just, like, ended up fucking crashing. It was a great couch, too. There were some bodies on that goddamn couch. Some of them I probably don't even want to remember. Anywho, that's my confession this evening. Not the best. Like I said, 'cause I got a couple of confessions. Like, I just got a debate. Like, I'm like, this is the internet. You know what I'm saying? Whenever we get when the den becomes more physical, I think that we'll have some certain dens that are, you know, viewers only. But anyway, so we're gonna get this deadline open, and as we get everything activated, like I said, I want to hear some confessions. You know, ladies like to disappear on confession night for some reason. I ain't gonna talk too bad about y'all, but I seen some ladies in here earlier, and we're gonna see if they done disappeared already. Favorite song from Nipsey? That's a tough one, but I will say that's still a tough one. Probably what I listened to the most off Victory Lap was probably Hustle and Motivate. There's a couple others on some other mixtapes that are very interesting. Keisha, you go call in Keisha? Okay, look. I got the screen over, got the camera over here. So I'm looking at you. Ronnie finna write a book. Okay, but yeah, certain stuff, man. It's not even that it's just so bad, you know. It's just that this is the internet, and you know, hard mispractice. Well, shit, he's from LA. There's a lot of motherfuckers, man. I seen the Game out there crying last night. Like, it's tough out there, man. Because the thing is, like, I'm gonna be honest, like, and it sounds cold blooded, but a lot of these rappers I don't give a shit about. A lot of these entertainers I don't give a fuck about. Like, I really don't. And I'm not saying that I don't wish death on nobody. You know, you don't get to come back from that. But somebody who was doing what he does, and especially all the recent interviews he did, because he just did the interview with Lauren London and everything, and you know, he was showing that he was opening up a barbershop. He had a soul food restaurant, like a Creole restaurant. You know, he had he already had the little weed dispensary. He had, you know, his clothing shop. Then he had like a little necessity shop, you know, next to it. And then he was donating money that he showed. He donated money to the schools, basically to get like a lot of the parks and shit, you know, fixed up. today he was supposed to have a meeting with the LAPD about gang violence. So I'm talking about how to, you know, really get a lot of these kids out of this gang violence shit. You know, and he was just making a lot of other major moves. You know, the STEM scholarships, a lot of stuff that he did for young black men. And, you know, a lot of these rappers talk a bunch of shit, but he was out there making moves. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to buy into the conspiracy shit. I'm telling y'all, man, like, hate is a motherfucker, and I've been saying it, I'm going to stick to it. It's somebody that he fucked with, or somebody got put on by somebody that he fucked with that, you know, maybe put him out there, sent him out there to do some shit. This is hate, man. This ain't no government conspiracy shit. Because honestly, if that was the case, they'd have been off him when he first started talking about that shit, or it'd have been 1,000 other things they could have done, you know, with that. Like I said, I listen to conspiracies and I hear a lot of these things, but this one is just some pure fucking hate. And this is why I say, man, as much as you want to do good for the hood, it don't fucking matter. Because it's somebody that's gonna hate you in that bitch. You could do everything for everybody. You could be giving away shoes. It could be that nigga, that last nigga in line that didn't get a pretty whole ass nigga. He ain't buying enough shoes. You know, I ain't getting it. I waited a bunch of hours and I ain't getting it. It could be motherfucker who's mad about something. Like, and I'm not saying that they're gonna kill over fucking, but it's like motherfuckers who will hate you for the pettiest fucking bullshit ass reasons, man. But that's not what we get into. We get into some confessions. Let's get this confession line open, and let's talk about some shit, man. Let's just talk about some. Let's talk positive. Let's get on a good note. We talked a lot about it yesterday, and it was a lot of shenanigans. It's not shenanigans, but it was just something. It was a call that we had yesterday that really stood out to me. Where I want to say her name was Faye. That called in and said that she had talked to the lady, and the lady was like, "Well, I still got more sons. If something was happened that they got killed, like." That's the mentality that y'all don't understand. Like, this ain't TV, man. If you didn't really been around some of these scummy motherfuckers, man, there's some people out there that do not give a shit. And it's fucked up. Like, and what kills me is when people try to, especially like black folks, y'all know, and I'm not saying this shit, it's white folks like that, it's Mexicans like that too, it's everybody like that. But when we try to just act like, nah, you know, not us, it's only the motherfucker, man, be real with your motherfucking self, man. That's my whole premise. Like, I'm gonna be real, even if the shit hurts, like, even if the shit don't feel good to say, you gotta be real about the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I don't even know how to say that shit, but yeah, he was definitely, he was E-class African. My confession for the night, I had an experience with the opposite sex. What is this? Like, you go call in, you gotta call in and share. You know, we need to, you see what we need, you gotta understand what these confessions, like y'all, the text confessions, they cool. But I gotta hear the, okay, I already wrong. Appreciate you coming through. I need to hear, you know, when someone tells a story and you hear the cadence in their voice, you hear the feeling in their voice. That's what makes a story so great. You know what I'm saying? Well, you ain't gotta get nasty. Look, I already gave y'all the wrong number that last time. Y'all was calling the gay Asian sex line and shit. That's y'all fault. Y'all should have knew better. But you know what I'm saying? But my thing is, everybody gonna be real. I've never heard of him. Okay. Well, I mean, that's the thing, though, because he was really underground. He really wasn't even a major. And that's the thing, that he was doing all that as an independent artist. And that's why I say I had so much respect for him. And to still be doing songs with all these major motherfuckers. And he made a real big influence in the hip-hop community. But ain't nothing wrong with that. If you never heard of him, you never heard of him. You say, I have to confess, I purposely get my man off in the morning so I don't miss the den. There's not much more to my story than that. Oh, goddamn. Well, isn't he a lucky fella? The fucking morning glory, huh? Well, goddamn it. So your text confession, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, you definitely put the proper wording into the confessions. Let's see what we got calling in. Hold up, player. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
It's Edmund.
Edmund, you're gonna have a confession nobody wants to hear, but let's hear it.
No. I'm some serious shit. So my confession is that I got a hangover a couple weeks ago, and I woke up, I think, on someone else's bed.
So what was his name?
I couldn't. Well, I don't know. I don't remember. It was just some random party I went to, man.
No.
Yeah, this shit got crazy, man. I just remember waking up the next day, and I was like, well, "Where the fuck am I?" You know.
So, were there
So the
any
moral of the story
consequences?
is,
Yeah.
the moral of the story is, they'll go to some stranger's party and drink your ass off, because who knows what'll happen to you.
Yeah, don't do that. That sounds like a bad incident. Hangovers from so when you here's my question. So when you start drinking, do you start off as Ed Man and then when you get drunk you turn into Broly? Is that how that works?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when I start getting tipsy, I become a different person. So yeah, that's why I try to avoid alcohol. But when it's free, it's hard to resist it.
Okay, so when the alcohol is free, you get the Cardi B. I understand, man. I definitely dig it. I get it. Okay. Well, I hope that everything is okay. No telling what happened. And hopefully you get invited back to wherever you went and you didn't make too much of a fool of yourself. So there's that.
All right, bet.
We appreciate you calling. All right. Look, don't be going drinking at strangers' houses, motherfucking me not knowing who you at. You gotta have some couth about yourself. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Hey, what's up, Honcho? It's Chicago.
Chicago, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What you want to drop in the den this evening? What kind of confession you got for us?
For sure. So, confession in general, obviously, I don't know you personally or any of your listeners, so it could be a confession just about on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, here's one. I got locked up about 1.5 years ago. I did like 2.5 months in Cook County Jail in Southside Chicago, man. And granted, I'm a white fucking kid, early 20s at this point, and never been even involved in crime. Just made some bad decisions, and ended up getting locked up there. But I tell you what, man, it's a whole different kind of lifestyle that you get introduced to in there, man. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, definitely, definitely not something you want to become comfortable with.
No, absolutely not. But actually, it teaches you a lot of life lessons also in there, because you meet people in there that I wouldn't say are like truly bad or evil people, just people who also made really bad decisions. And but you got to also realize that everybody's kind of playing a game when you're in jail too. Everybody's looking out for their own, and there's definitely cliques and whatnot. For example, the first night that I got settled in, and I was in a dormitory. So it was like all a bunch of bunks, and it was like 40 people to a wing where I was at. And there's gangs that run it, so it'd be like the GDs and like the folk compared to the people, and then there'd be like the Mexicans would have their like little corner also. And so like when I first walked in there, they see this white kid walk in and like, what the fuck did he do? Kind of a deal. Not really like starting shit or anything, just like, hey man, what the fuck's this kid about? And once they know, hey, you're a good dude, and you're not a fucking like child raper, or nothing crazy like that, and they ask like, hey, what are you in for? Blah blah. You try to explain it to the best of your ability, I guess. And then you take your bunk. But I tell you what, though, like after 3 or 4 weeks being in there, there is like I don't know how to explain it really, there's like the majority of like gang members that like run the deck and everything, and there's a lot of like prison politics like involved also, and it's not necessarily like fighting or everything every day, even though there is like just in general, but Like they want cool people around. They want people like who shower, who bathe, who have good hygiene and stuff. And like because there are some like really sick people, man, that fucking get locked up and don't shower and just have horrible hygiene and just are just evil people, you know.
Yeah.
But no, man, I'm rambling. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to drop that in the den.
Okay.
Just my experience as a fucking middle 20-year-old fucking white person getting dropped into, in jail for the first time.
Okay, so I got a question for you there, Chicago.
Yeah.
Once you stepped out from, taking your little vacation, was that not the freshest air you've ever breathed in your life?
I mean, kinda, because one of the reasons why I did get out. Okay, I'll also drop it in this confession that my bond was like $200,000.
Yeah.
So that's yeah. So in Cook County, in Cook County, Illinois, you got to pay 10% of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 20 large. And it took almost 3 months just to build that up for me to be able to get out. And then once I was able to, I was restricted on I was on electronic monitoring, so I wasn't allowed to leave my house or anything. And then part of my process of trying to get myself right and everything, I severed ties to all my friends that kind of put me into the position that I was put in.
Smart move.
So yeah, so I didn't really have any contact with the outside and just to be able to socialize. And that this lasted for over a year after that during court and everything. So I wasn't able. I mean, it was super nice to be able to get out and everything, but it was kind of weird just to be locked inside every day.
Yeah.
And not really socializing with people. But I mean, in the end result, it's probably a good thing that I cut all those ties and. I'm trying to rebuild my life and everything, but man, it's definitely weird, not socializing with people and kind of being a shut-in and not being allowed to go out. And then when you are allowed out, that you have to be home at a certain time. Then right now I was able to clear all my shit out, and I am able to go out freely now. But it's definitely weird because I feel. Even though when I am outside, I want to be home before it gets dark out, and like I still have that anxiety because I don't want like the sheriffs or anybody rolling up to my house because that's what they do, man.
Yeah.
Especially like if you're on hardcore probation, which I was, they'll call you at like 8:00 at night and they'll be outside in front of your house and say, "Hey, go to your window. I want to make sure you're there." So it's just it's that kind of anxiety that like lingers with you, but yeah, man, it's definitely life-changing, and it kind of makes me more liberal because you need a lot of people in there that are just caught up in the system, too, that are not necessarily bad people, but you just make fucked up choices like I did, and, you try to make it right, but, you just got to stay away from fucking drugs and, bad influences, I think.
I agree. Well, hey, man, Chicago, man, I appreciate, you sharing that with us, man.
All right, man. Hey, I appreciate for you allowing my little Monday night confession, man.
Good deal, man. Appreciate it.
All right, for sure, Honcho. Have a good night, bro.
No, you too.
Peace.
All right. Shout out to Chicago, man. Appreciate sharing that. Like I say, look, hey, that's a lot more than some of y'all be willing to share. Some of y'all be scared, intimidated. Maybe some of y'all ain't never done shit, so maybe that's why y'all ain't got no goddamn confessions. Some of y'all biggest confession is I stayed outside at night on a game of Minecraft or some shit, goddamn. Oh, you know what I'm saying? So shout that out, man. Yeah, man, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on when it comes to the American justice system, if you will. Already, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we have calling into the den this evening?
What is going on, Honcho? This is Dr. Rabbit.
Dr. Rabbit, how are you doing this evening? What would you like to drop in the den tonight?
Well, I had to prepare myself because this confession is a little bit more, because this confession kind of hits me a little bit deeper in the feels. So,
Okay, what you got, man? Hit us with it.
all right, so it's the so this so the actual confession of this is the moment where the Dr. Rabbit in me came out.
No, that's sounds a little sketchy, but carry on.
It's not. Anyways, so we're in we're in biology class, and I have this friend. Now this friend artistically is very good. Like she can draw like very, very good. But she can't really draw human organs. And we're in group members of 4, and we're working on a project, and we need like a picture. Unfortunately, it's not we can't just print one out. Like our teacher didn't have a printer, so we had to draw one. And one group member kind of leaned on my friend, who, as I said before, couldn't really draw. So just kind of pissed her off, and well, to be frank, we just really weren't utilized. We weren't given any instructions, like me and my friend. We weren't given any instructions, so we just sat there and did nothing except work on like other assignments for school and stuff. You're gonna say something?
No, I'm listening.
Oh, okay. So at this point, like the relationship between me and my friend was kind of on a teetering edge. Like she was literally fed up with me because I kept bothering her, which is something that, like, if you get comfortable with me, that's what I'm going to do. And apparently, my friend heard, the group member that was mad at her call her useless and talk shit about her. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but you know how someone, like, before they start to cry, like, you see their chin wiggle a little bit?
I thought that used to be from Bewitched. Was that the nose opening up? But no, yeah, I got what you're saying.
Yeah, well, my friend starts to cry, and I'm like, oh, fuck, what do I do? And she told me that she wished people were more considerate. And she told me a little bit more about her background and what happened, like how her childhood went. And I never felt more like one of the biggest piles of shit I ever felt in my life. What she told me, like, her dad divorced her mom, and this is a little bit more private, so I won't get into it that much out of respect for her. But all in all, it's dysfunctional as hell. Her family's dysfunctional. They live in a trailer home.
Okay.
And holy fuck. I really just told, like, she explained to me, like, why her dad was just a giant douche, and that he wouldn't really, like, he does not care. And like, she just said how much, like, she resembles, like, her dad. Like, she looks like her, has his temper, and that, and I told her, you're not your dad. And I just tried to, like, make her feel better. And I did make her feel better. But the next day, she didn't show up, and I couldn't help but just feel guilt. like I felt like I wasn't. I felt like I didn't do enough. Because here's the thing about her: they're in a financial, like a financial shenanigan or whatever you call it, because they can't. She can't really pay the bills. She doesn't have a job, and she does have a boyfriend, but and unfortunately, she doesn't she doesn't see him because he's at he's at another prep school, or he's at another school, and they offered and her boyfriend offered to, to pay the bill, and I offered, and I was like, is there anything I can do? Is there anything I can do? Like I can donate something. And she's like, no. She's like, no, don't go through that trouble. So the next day she doesn't show up, and I feel like one of the big, and I couldn't, and as I said before, I couldn't help but feel guilty because I felt like I wasn't giving enough. Like, sure, I made her feel better, but I felt like I could have done something else.
So here's my question. Because why, and again, I understand caring for one other person's situation. This is not to be like cold about that. But what is it that you did that made you feel bad initially, that made you feel some type of guilt? Because you said the day before, or whenever you were talking, or when y'all were in the group, outside of you being a shitty group mate, you're one of those people who just, that doesn't contribute to the group. You just take part in the I can see what kind of person you are. But outside of that, as far as what did you do that you felt like impacted her feelings in a negative way? Because you said you felt like the biggest piece of shit. So I'm trying to figure out where you felt like you did something negative.
I don't know. I just like, I really wish, like, before, because I didn't know that. And I really didn't know that. And I had to put myself in her perspective. And I suddenly just felt like, really, dude, it could have, like, I was kind of, I wasn't really being I don't think I was being like a bully, but I was like being someone, like, being obnoxious to her. And I didn't know up until that point, and that's when I felt like crap.
Well, I mean, so did she ever return back to school?
Oh, of course. She returned.
Did she ever get out of the situation that she was in?
I don't know about that, because that's a little bit different, because it's something that really can be fixed by simple solution, but that simple solution isn't going to happen. But I don't want to explain that because, out of respect for her, like, that's kind of private between me and her.
Okay. Well, let me be honest. A lot of that story is very vague to me, so I'm having trouble kind of putting everything together. I mean, I get the gist of where you're going with it, but
I'm a shitty storyteller.
It's just, I mean, I understand you're trying to be respectful and out of appreciation for your friend. But I'm going to be honest, it's a little confusing. I'm a little lost. I'm not going to lie to you about that.
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Well, I appreciate you sharing that with us, Dr. Rabbit.
All right.
All right. Now, Jamal, shame on you. That's all I'm gonna say. But I knew better than to look at the chat while being on the calls. But my thing is this, right? I guess because I'm a little lost. I'm trying to figure out the situation, and I understand trying to be a good friend, but you kind of got to go with you just got to learn that lesson about not being able to save the world, and if there are solutions and options for her to take and she doesn't want to take them, then I guess that's her own decision. But I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm gonna be it's. I have no idea with that one. You know, because I mean, I guess, you know, without knowing the root of the problem, it's hard to really get into it. But at the same time, you know, if you're going to be respectful of the situation, hey, I'm not mad at that. I mean, you got to do what it is you got to do that you feel is, you know, most beneficial to the situation at hand. Because what I was thinking he was going to say, I'm going to be honest with you, like, I thought he was going to say something about her, you know, he wished he could have done better and she ended up offing herself. And I'd be like, God damn, that's fucking terrible, you know. But fortunately, it didn't go to that. That's why I had to ask if she came back to school, because I thought it was going to be real bad. So, you know, that is definitely a tough one. Let me see what we got going here. Let's see. No, you ain't got no damn extreme confession. I don't want to hear that shit. Jay Dizzle, did you ever get a chance to see the videos I sent you? But yeah, man. I'm a little lost on that one. I'm a little lost. Like I said, I just don't know where it's going, and so. But I guess it's a good on you for being a friend. I don't know, man. I have no idea. That's a tough one. I'm a little stuck on that. But I do want to go back to the call that Chicago had. We were talking about, you know, the funny thing, and again, if you've never been, don't go, because I'm not saying it's cool. But he was talking about prison politics or jail politics, and I mean, you'll be surprised that there is a very interesting code of ethics that you said the Jack was funny. The Jack, yeah, man. Something happened with that dude. That dude changed the game up though. Like, he went through some shit. He has changed. Like, cause he got a bunch of little funny videos like the jacket one. But then he started changing the game. He said he went through some shit. I don't blame him. So he started changing it up. But there is like a level of respect. Like, you know, there's just certain things you do when you go. When you have to, you know, if you have to take a vacay, if you have to take a little stay. Yeah. The thing you mentioned about hygiene is a very important thing. Flea market commands, goddamn. But there is a code of ethic. There is a way you operate. There is a way that you have to, you know. There's a way you should definitely be carrying yourself, and if you don't, it will get regulated rather quickly. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Hey, it's your boy Josh again, man.
All right, Josh. Josh, what would you like to confess tonight, man?
All right, man. I know it ain't gonna be nothing crazy, nothing like that. Probably save for later, but I was just gonna say a quick one. I know, like, I don't know how the Houston probably gonna receive me after I say this, but I'm just gonna be on some and I know, like, this is not really like sports end. And this is all probably like at the last thing I'm saying about that, but pretty much outside of the Texans, like, I'm a fan of like I'm a fan of pretty much like the basketball and every other sport that's out there in Dallas since I was born there. So I'm only a fan of like one Houston team out here, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, so wait. Repeat that again.
I said.
Anyway, that's the end of that call. So, how dare these shenanigans? I can't believe he said these things. So, how are you guys doing this evening? I had to do it to you, Josh. God damn it. I had to do it to you. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Why you did that shit?
Yeah. What were you saying again? Something happened with the line. I don't know if the signal went out or what happened.
Man, you know you What the fuck?
I think the signal went
My
out.
ass. No, it didn't. Shit wrong, man.
I couldn't hear what you. It was real staticky, man. It was something that was just not coming through clear.
No,
I don't know what happened, man. It was just.
What? Your ass cut the line off on my ass just because I'm saying I'm only a Texas fan on here.
It's not even just because you're a Texas fan. Like, it would be cool if it was anywhere else, but Dallas.
I was born there. I can't do nothing about this.
Oh man, bro. I don't know, man.
I grew up seeing that shit. Grew up seeing that shit, man. I can't do nothing about that.
So how did you not become? How did you not get infected by the Cowboys, but you're a fan of the rest of the teams?
See, what happened was, all right, it was a time where, I don't know, I think it was either Hurricane Rita or Hurricane Ike came. And it was like the time I really started watching like sports like heavy like that. And like I went to a Cowboy Walmart that they had, and like they had Cowboy stuff everywhere, and like fans was coming up to me talking about how we win the Super Bowl every year, and just pretty much being not realistic. And then slowly but surely, I just started like turning away from them because like not the fact that they weren't all that good, but it was just like I couldn't deal with the pretty much the consistent line of the fans pretty much. And when I pretty much watched the Texans, since usually when because we pretty much moved to Beaumont after that, so the Texans would be on CBS, Cowboys would be on Fox. So usually when I turn on the Texans, man, I see how the fans was live. I see how people like really cared about the team when I was there, and then I pretty much got sold ever since. Pretty much watched the game ever since, and it's been like what 6-7 years since then. So I was just sold ever since. So.
Okay. I guess I can. I can't say I can understand it, but I mean it's your fandom. I can't tell you who to be a fan of and why. I can be disappointed, but I can't tell you who to be a fan of. So, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, so are you a fan of the what are they? The Cardinals, Lamar?
You mean the University Lamar?
Yeah.
Like Lamar Cardinals? Like not really, cause like I haven't really been a Beaumont that long. Just like I don't really go there, so there's no reason to be a real fan. Cause really, a fan to me is like someone that's like every time your team play, you always watch your team. You ain't gotta remind you. You always pretty much doing whatever you can to make sure you see your team. Cause the Texas fan.
Okay, that was odd. I think cut out on before a second. Okay, well, I mean, I can agree with that. You're gonna definitely want to see your team anytime you get a chance. That was odd because the stream was all green and it just said I just seen it say reconnecting out of nowhere. We should be good. That was just. I guess I can learn how to spell. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I can dig that. I can dig that, but I think it's just very unfortunate that you have any Dallas fandom in you. But you know, I can't hate on you for that. I mean, there's a lot of people who are Cowboys fans, but yet they're Rockets fans. So that's an interesting thing. So you know, I ain't gonna be mad at you for that.
Right. Yeah, I just want to clarify that since you cut me off.
No, I'm telling you, it was a signal. I told you they were just talking about the buffering right there. You seen them talking about the buffering. That must have been what happened. The call must have got buffered. I mean, I'm telling you, man.
Right, man.
But that's a bad Josh. I'm fucking with you. I appreciate the call, man. Oh shit, he hung up on me, goddamn. Okay, now look. I see all kind of lady names all throughout the chat. Y'all be acting like y'all don't know how the phone work. Any other time, y'all be willing to call. Y'all act like on confession day, y'all just ain't got nothing to say. Y'all got more motherfucking skeletons in the closet than a little bit. One of y'all probably got more than all the rest of these dudes in here combined. Y'all just act like y'all don't want to call. Y'all be trying to keep up an image. We know what's really going on. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
It's Edmund again.
Yes. Edmund, you say. What is the motherfucking deal, Edmund? What would you like to confess in the den this evening? Hopefully not about falling asleep on some random man's bed.
Oh, real quick. So if a chick texts you like dude or bro, is that a sign of friend zoned?
She might be dyking. I don't know. I mean, let me tell you something. That is a turn off. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I hate a chick that says bro. I can't lie to you. That shit is a turn off. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, come on, bitch. What the fuck is wrong? Just to shut that shit. Like, look, we ain't. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation. Probably though. For you, probably. Yeah. So.
Well, all right. That's all I had.
All right, then, man. That's a bet.
All right.
Uh-oh. Because here's the thing, like, 'cause I've had some chicks that I done bust up, and they start, like, when I first was fucking with them, they wasn't using that type of terminology. And I guess over the years, you start fooling with them, you kind of come back in contact with them. They start, come on, bro. Like, bitch, shut up. I ain't gonna never hit that shit again, because you sound like a little nigga. I don't want to fucking, it's your bro. I'm gonna bust you up from the back talking about some bro. Bitch, what the fuck wrong with you? I can't imagine these things. My mind don't work like that. All right. Yes. The Brody B Chronicles. That's what I'm talking about. Looks like we have a good confession here. Since the ladies acting like they are afraid, they all want to call in to the line. Who was it that said, you got to watch out for the choir? Was it Eddie Murphy? Said the choir would say something and fucking bone come fly out of her mouth. Got all them skeletons. Some of y'all got some skeletons in the closet. Y'all don't want to share. We ain't gonna talk too bad about you. We love you ladies here in the den. And the hoes too. Bitches, nah, not the bitches. But Brody B Chronicles, number 149. Making a man out of Lele. That sounds very interesting. Okay. So my best friend's younger brother named Lele, at the mere age of 14, felt it was finally time for him to get him some leg, so to speak. That sounds like a humping dog. So me and the rest of my guys devised a plan to help him out, because we couldn't allow him to turn age 15 and still be a virgin. So we decided to invite a group of girls over, one of which I personally had already banged the week before. I knew that she would do anything I asked her to do, or asked her to. So instead of me just asking her to give it to the young homie, we decided we would pull the old switch and the old switch and dick method. God damn, that's my old man now. That shit was funny. I had Lele hide in the dark garage behind the dryer out of sight. And I invited the young lady, into said garage, where a dingy-ass mattress awaited. Ah, the good old dingy mattress. She knew the drill and quickly got into face-down, ass-up position. She was ready, and all I had to do was get her started, then act as if I accidentally fell out for some reason, at which point Lele was supposed to slip right in, get his, slip out, and I would re-enter to finish the job. She would be none the wiser. However, Lele, to my surprise, got very scared when it was his time to pinch hit. When I gave the cue for him to slide in, all I could see was a teary-eyed 14-year-old shaking his head. No. Needless to say, I finished the job, and all else was good. We clowned Lele for years, even to this day. But had everything gone according to plan, things could have went way left, and we could have been charged with a crime. This is a situation where the younger man was the most wise. This is absolutely true. Sometimes things don't go as planned, and it's a good thing. Shout out to Brody B for sharing such a wonderful story. That is very interesting. But yes, I wouldn't say all of us, but most of us who were up to the shenanigans have pulled some. I'm gonna be honest, man. And this is dead. We're gonna keep it real. All this stuff will come back to haunt me if the dead ever does blow up. Because you're gonna have that one hater. And they're gonna go back and watch every fucking stream. They're gonna spend their life just watching. I'm gonna wait till I find something he said. I'm gonna me too his fucking ass. They're gonna do research and try to collaborate and calculate all this. Fuck them. You know what I mean? Deny. But let's be honest. And this is why I say I wish, look, some of you ladies was with the shits. Look, I know that there was some of y'all going to act all innocent. I'm a lady, now I'm a mother. I would never do such a thing. Why do women flip the script when they become mothers? They be wilding out till they have a kid, and they still be wilding out, but I'm a mother now. How dare you? Yeah, you're a freak still. That don't mean just because you had a kid. Anyway, That's another conversation. But every young man, the majority of young men, especially if you come from a urban area, if you will, has pulled in his teenage years some sort, if not multiple, sexual shenanigans. And the crazy thing about it is there were plenty of chicks who were with the shit. The problem is young men, the majority of them, don't know how to shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And that's why more women are, you know, into the things that they would try to encourage them to get into, because they know this nigga here run his mouth more than a little bit. It's like women are just as freaky or on some freak shit as men are. Everybody loves sex. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody does. Well, the majority of people do. And they with it, but they don't want to be seen in a certain light. They don't want to be seen as, oh, she let them niggas run a train or whatever. Because this is my theory, and I'm sticking to it. Until a woman calls in, I'm not even going to read what any other women in the chat say. Unless a woman calls in and corrects me. This is my theory, and I'm sticking to it, right? So yes, I'm laying down a foundation. I'm laying down a challenge. For a woman, the train, the gangbang, or whatever you choose to call it, is the same as a man having a threesome. Okay, let's be honest. A threesome is a dude and two chicks. That other shit, it's a locomotive, okay? I don't care why y'all try to identify it. But think about it. A man with two partners of the opposite sex, double the pleasure. It's the same for a woman getting her two partners of the opposite sex. So I believe that more women are with that shit than they want to let on, or more women probably fantasize about it than they want to let on. But because of the stigma of society, they don't want to put it out there. They don't want to come out and say, oh yeah, you know, this, and this. And that's my belief. It's not that my belief, it's the truth. I'm Honcho, I know it's the truth. I know these things, okay? So, you got a call? Okay, call it on in. What is it? These are the tales, the freaky tales. These are the tales that I tell so well. Y'all don't know about that. That's before y'all time. So I definitely believe that is the case. You said you didn't, but most definitely could have, probably should have. I'm telling you, man, there are a lot of shenanigans that have taken place in the okay, let's see. I don't know if this is confession or just a thing. I've never met an NBA player in my life. That I met Rudy Gay and Clint Capella a week apart. Okay, it came back. Say, luck can happen, and it's inspired me to be better in a weird way. Like sometimes things won't go your way, but if you work hard, set yourself up for luck to go your way. Yeah, that's the truth, man. Here's the thing. Like, you know, we have expectations as people. We do a lot of things and say we have a plan. I'm going to do this and I do this. I work really hard. You know, this opportunity is going to come. Some opportunities are limited, right? So it could be 10 people shooting for the same opportunity. But the thing is that one person may get the opportunity, you feel defeated because, I didn't get it. I worked so hard. This, you get all upset. But what you haven't realized is that you've opened up other opportunities. It might not have been that specific one, but you've opened up other opportunities, maybe multiple. Like think about the person who doesn't say win it all on an American Idol or something. Well, you don't get stuck into that shitty fucking contract. And then people know, how good you can sing, how talented you are. So that opens you up for other opportunities. Like, I don't know how the legals go. You know, there might be some law saying you can't get an album after you sign. I'm sure there's some type of twist and stuff. But you've opened yourself up you've opened these avenues up for yourself where you may not have to commit to that bullshit. But if you still put yourself out there, people know you have opportunities. So other opportunities may end up being better. So yeah, if you grind, you work hard, and you push yourself, you know, who knows what may come of it, you know. So that's definitely a thing. I definitely would agree with that. Confession, you chewed out a lesbian. That may sound different than you want it to sound. You may want to reword that one. That could be something else. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
What's good, Honcho? This is Josh, the other Josh, not that Dallas nigga.
There we go. Have to start label, not Dallas, Josh. Already, what's the motherfucking deal, Josh? Man, what you want to drop for the? What kind of confession you want to drop in the den this evening, man?
Man, so look, man, I was fucking with this hoe, and she, you know, she serving me up, you know, top game crazy. Yeah. I'm in my own world. This hoe throw my legs up and start eating my ass, Honcho, out of nowhere. Oh, I wasn't ready for it, Honcho. I wasn't ready for it.
I lost my headphones. I had to catch them. Oh, man. That's tough.
That's my confession, Honcho.
that's tough.
I ain't gonna lie, it kind of felt good.
No. That's a
I'm all back to the town on that one, Honcho.
Man. Oh, that's some new shit. That's how motherfuckers get turned out, man. But I appreciate you sharing that with us. We got to talk about that, man. Bet that. Man, hold up. Gots to come down. Whew. I mean, well, she might have been strong, man. She look. That's tough, man. That's tough. Ooh wee. That's. That's tough, man. But here's the thing, though. Here is the thing, right? Let's exclude that situation. Let's remove you from the equation. That means there's been a bunch of niggas that's with that shit. Because if she just automatically assumed that was unless she just liked that shit, you know, and that might be a thing. That's wild, man. Yeah, you better sue her motherfucking ass. Yeah, you gotta sue her. You look, hey, I was violent. I didn't ask for that. Oh, shit. That's tough, man. How do y'all feel about that? How do y'all feel? We supposed to, whatever happened to we supposed to have a rating system for the confessions. I gotta get to work on that. I gotta make sure I get on that so we can have man, that's tough, man. But here's the fucked up thing about it, man, because that shit's been going on for a long time. I had a homeboy, man, and this nigga told me some shit in high school. This is the same, matter of fact, the same nigga that cock blocked me when I told y'all when I was at U of H trying to smash the broad. That's why I couldn't fuck with this dude. They had to leave him alone. I couldn't hang out with him no more. We cool, but not cool on that level. But I remember being in high school, and this nigga told me this particular chick in our class. He used to always talk about this, and he said that she licked his ass. And he's talking about because he said he was going to try to fart in her mouth. Now, this is disgusting. You know, it's high school niggas being immature and off the chain. But then he said he enjoyed it. And he liked it. And so, you know, there's that. I mean, it's a thing. Motherfuckers eating groceries. I mean, it's a thing. So here's my deal. This brings me to a good question, too, because this is a question I saw the other day on Twitter. And I'm glad that you actually said that. First, might not be my bag, but I can't knock it, right? That's if you like that, then it feels good. Hey, man, you know what? You do what you got to do in this world. But this made me think about a question that Jay Dizzler asked the other day when we were talking about bisexuals, but it really has nothing to do with that, but I guess along those lines. So a woman posted something on Twitter. And I believe she was a porno actress or something like that. And she said, if a dude lets a woman peg him, is that gay? I want to know how y'all feel in the chat. If a dude lets a woman peg him, is it gay? And if you don't know what pegging is, I'm sure we can get it in the Urban Dictionary. It'll be more than happy to define it for you. Because there were some premises here, and I like playing the devil's advocate. And so I saw some very interesting responses, I saw some very interesting responses to that. Because so gay, but not like too gay. Yeah, and this is the thing, like I say, because, the prostate is where I guess it all goes down. If you have, if you have to get inspected, they stick the finger up your butt. But the prostate is the supposed to be the man's erogenous zone, right? I want to know what the ladies think about this one too, because I see all the fellas answering. That's what this rap is called, Christmas. So I want to know what the ladies think. Because this is what I say. This is what it was, and this is why I said, you try to look at all perspectives. I can't say I still condone it because it's just, what's the difference? But some very good points were made, right? Let's talk about it, right? So one of the points that was brought up is like, well, being gay is being attracted to the same sex, right? Now, what if he's not necessarily attracted to the same sex? He just likes his booty hole played with. But if he likes women to play with his butthole? Technically, we go to technicals. Anything more than a man, it is a medical scam. She feels empowered, apparently. Because I read the whole thread. When I read this, because I was like, man, because I'm like, it made me think about this shit, and I had to read this thing, because I was just like, what the fuck at first? And then when I seen the number of responses, I was like, man, what the fuck? But it's like, it shouldn't be anything, but this is terrible. So I'm just curious, like I say, because I want to know what people think. This is the den. We all come from different backgrounds. I like to know what people think. I'd probably break somebody, finger, face, stay away from them. But if you get too, I'm not gonna get too graphic. There's youngsters in here. But if you get just too close, because there's that line, what is it called? Not the perineum. That sounds like a flower or something. There's a little area that you can get just close enough. If you get too far past the testicular area, we're gonna have some issues. But here's the deal, right? So, one, being gay is being attracted to the same sex, right? So, what if this motherfucker detests anything male, but he just likes his booty hole being played with, right? There's one thing, all right? So then you have that aspect of it. And then, because somebody was like, well, if you are taking a fake dick in your ass, then you would take a real one. So I don't know how many of you in here are into, I don't even know if that's the right thing. I think analingus would be like what cunnilingus would have. That might be eating ass. But anal, okay? So if you ever hit a chick in the ass, couldn't you use that same argument? Well, if you would hit a chick in the ass, you would hit a dude in the ass. And I know this is getting real suspect, but devil's advocate got to play the role. I mean, if we gonna call one thing, let's go ahead and let's lay it all out there, right? Yeah, your friend's dad is definitely getting paid. I'm not learning. I'm just saying this because these are the comments that were in the thing, and so this is why I'm saying, because this is shit I never even thought of. Like this is all very bizarre. But we in the den, it's confession night. You know, we gonna get crazy. None of the ladies want to call in. They acting like they frugal and prude. So I'm finna talk about it. Giving and receiving is totally different. One gay or two gay as hell. I'm just in. Oh, matter of fact, with that. No, it's not a scorpion. Get over here. The secret to a lasting marriage is communication, and pegging. Hell no. Same stepdad caught him smoking weed. Now he can't go to prom. Man, he better go take a picture of that goddamn strap on and say, well, I'm gonna put you in the community newspaper, goddamn. But here's the deal. Hey Maria, how you doing? You probably called us on a very interesting night, but glad you could join us this evening. Oh man, I apologize for y'all's ear. Sorry about your ear. Uh-oh. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
This is Professor motherfucking What's the damn deal?
They got the lab coat on. Professor Dizzle in the motherfucking house. What you want to drop in the den tonight, Professor Dizzle?
Well, this was easy to fucking resolve. It's not too complicated. So people in the chat, don't make it complicated. It's not. Look.
All right.
I really don't know how to answer the anal play for the guy thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I've had a chick try to tell me the same thing. Well, if you fuck me in the ass, that's the same thing as fucking the dude in the ass.
Yeah.
No, it's not the same thing. Because, bitch, you can suck my dick, but I'm not finna let a nigga do it. Y'all mouth is the same shit. Am I wrong? Am I right?
Same shit. Terrible.
Same shit. But it's completely fucking different.
It's terrible.
So what I do to another motherfucker, it depends on what's attached to it. So if I fuck you in the pussy, but if there's a dude with a pussy, I'm still not gonna fuck that nigga. I want to fuck a female, a real female, not some lab created bullshit. Hell no.
The lab created old test tube baby. Fucking.
No, it's.
Yes, it gets confession night. It gets very vulgar in the den. So if you have sensitive ears, confession night might not be the night you want to listen to. So what you're saying is, so what if it's a female in the transition to the manhood?
I ain't fucking with it.
But she still got female parts.
I don't give a fuck. Mine is on the same wavelength as mine, and I'm not fucking with that, man. I don't want no masculine ass bitch. I just don't. I'm sorry. So if you got the mind frame of a dude, you just as bad as a dude, no matter what part you got.
Oh shit. Okay. You know. I mean, I'm just curious. Like I say, I read this thread, man, and at first I was extremely disgusted, but I just like, man, you know, it's interesting the way people's minds work and the way people perceive things. You know what I'm saying? And so you're saying that you don't believe that that's a direct correlation?
No, okay. and I'm trying to think about the other way, because if you finger fuck a girl,
mm-hmm.
It's not, well, it's sex, but it's not really sex. But if you penetrate her, that's when it's sex. Mm-hmm. So, like, what's the difference between a dude sticking a finger in his ass or a dick in his ass? I don't know. I don't know how that works. Wow. I don't know. I just don't see the point. I really don't. I don't see the fucking need, matter of fact. I mean, if this pussy just ain't that good for you, my nigga, like, what the fuck? Have you evolved past the feeling of pussy?
What if you coming up short, man? What if they need a new project? I mean, like, I don't know how the situation works out, but, I mean, you know, I don't know, man. Because, you know, there's a lot of weird things that people are into, and I wonder, like, who started this and how do people get into this stuff? How do these things become, you know, fetishes?
Been going on for centuries.
But that's what I'm saying. So how does it get there? Do you just fuck around with the wrong person? Oops, now you're into some weird shit? Like, you know, you get hit with the Josh? You know, you expecting one thing, and then bam,
that's
she
what
hit you with the figure four, and now you know you in a motherfucking salad session. You know,
yeah, motherfucker that ran across the cougar and she turned his ass out. yeah, I believe that.
Oh man, that's terrible. That's tough, man. That's super tough. I think the thing is pistachios, but man, look, you can either get Roman or you can get Josh, man. You gotta take your pick.
Oh man. That's a fucked up choice, man.
You're in a bad situation, man. But look, don't get hit with the Josh and then get Roman, because then you're gonna be a victim. That's when you got hit with the Me Too. You're silenced after a situation like that. You're in a bad place, man. But I'm giving y'all a hard time. But that's tough, though. I mean, because my thing is a person wrong, though, for saying what they're saying? Because you and I are going to think, that's pretty much homo. If we're talking about the pegging situation, that you're getting your booty hole tainted, it's a problem. Man. But if the man looks at it, I mean, and it's a legit argument. I don't think that it's hard to condone it, but it's a woman, right? It's not another man. It's a woman. Now, she may be playing a man's role, but is it technically gay because it's a woman? I mean, what is it? Is it technically, well, it's not gay because it's a woman.
Well, part of it is like, what goes through her mind at that time, too? That's the part where I'm most curious. What kind of, because it don't bring up, like, what is she thinking when she's doing that? If she's thinking like a dude think, yeah, bitch, you about to get this motherfucking shit, or is she thinking like, this nasty motherfucker like this bullshit, you done pissed me, like, what's the psyche behind it?
Man, I would have to think she would have to feel like a more, well, I guess what you would call a bull dagger, or a studly lesbian would have to feel, because what do they get out of it, right?
Exactly, but see, that's not sexy at all.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm just wondering. Look, yeah, don't listen to me. I'm just all I'm doing is playing devil's advocate and just making y'all there. Don't go doing some weird shit with y'all old lady talking about, well, Honcho said, you know, it's really not gay. It's just, I didn't say none of that. I'm telling y'all about the fucking the Twitter shit. Don't be classifying me in none of y'all conversations saying Honcho said. Honcho ain't say shit. I'm just telling y'all about some shit I read. It's confession night, so we gonna wild out. But yeah, man, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand a thing, but like I said, like Baker Man said, it's probably a domination thing. You know, women's empowerment is a thing now, so they probably, I finally got this. You're gonna feel like you make me feel, motherfucker. I told you can only go so deep. Goddamn, I'm gonna show your motherfucking ass. But you know, yeah, that's a weirdo shit. That shit is awful, bro. Like, if you need extra accessories to make a situation occur, then you're probably not supposed to be doing that shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you can't go in with just your bodies, you need some kits and some shit. Like, I don't know how the shit work. You know, you gotta do your body in waist size. Does this shit adjustable? But whatever. If you need all that extra toolage, and you probably need a how-to video to go with and everything else, and you need extra ingredients, like, you're probably not supposed to be doing that shit. Like, again, now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't get into some frisky shit with your old lady. You know, I've done the whipped creams and then, you know, chocolates and things in my younger days, and, you know, getting messy all over the place, having to clean that shit up. But you need extra tools.
Those of y'all who thinking about trying the chocolate syrup, don't do that shit.
Yeah, that shit's a mess.
number one, that shit messy as fuck. And number two, that shit too goddamn sweet, bro. You get like a third of the way and be like, God damn, can a nigga get some milk or something? You fucking talk, go to season up and shit, man. Hell no. I learned the hard way.
Yeah, you're trying to trick
cream, all right.
Yeah,
you know, everybody like whipped cream, but the motherfucking chocolate syrup, don't do it. Just keep it minimal, man. That shit. Oh.
Yeah, you gotta be cautious. You gotta think about the post effects, because you might think before, you know, this is gonna be cool. This is gonna be all this fucking strawberries. If you got fucking, you know, light sheets, them hoes will fuck around and stain your sheets. Fucking, there's a lot of little factors you come in when you trying to be into some old nifty shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fuck around, get hobby. you gotta be cautious when you're trying to be creative. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make sure you got everything properly planned out. Otherwise, you'll be.
Don't get caught up in all that shit y'all see in the movies. Because that carpet burn is a real thing. Shit hurt.
And you would think a nigga would learn his lesson.
To go away.
You would think a nigga would learn his lesson, but nigga don't learn it. If you in a situation where, you know, space is limited, or, you know, you got to be careful, especially in the younger days, you know, shit. Nigga was trying to get it in where he could get it in. Nigga ain't care if it was on the floor. I've been in events when motherfuckers have been sleep on the bed. Look, hey, you know, we gonna slide over here and, you know, do what it do. It's just, man, look, you got to pay the consequences. It's worth it at the time, but you gonna have to deal with it a couple of days later. But yeah, that's some wild stuff. Paparazzi. I don't think I ever fucked with paparazzi.
Honcho, let me ask you a question. You ever fucked in the closet?
I'm trying to think about that, because I know I've done some shenanigans, but I'm trying to think if I done full on smashed in a closet. I don't know if I done full on. You know, I've fooled around in the closet. You know, remember that old shit, what they used to be calling that shit, 7 Minutes of Heaven or some shit like that. I remember playing some of that shit when a nigga was younger. But I don't think a nigga ever. No, I don't think I full on smashed in the closet though.
In the dark.
I don't think I have.
I have. It's interesting, but it's messy as shit. You be stepping on shoes and shoe boxes and shit.
No, you know what?
Tear your motherfucking ankle, man.
Man, you know them little things at the apartments where they kind of the enclosure where they'll keep. Well, not all of them have it. Well, the apartments I used to stay in, they used to have like a little enclosure where they would keep all the ACs and shit. And so it was like a little, you kind of little boxed in little area. You could kind of slide in inside. I used to sneak in there and like fucking smoke and shit. But inside of them, they had like another little building. I forgot they used to put there was some pipes or something. I forgot what the fuck was used to be in them hoes. But I remember I did smash chick. It was about the size of a fucking closet. So technically it wasn't a closet, but I did fuck a chick in a little outside enclosure box thing, man. So it was like a little storage looking kind of deal. So yeah, so I mean that's about as close as it got. I don't think it was in a real closet though.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was just curious. No. I guess that could be my confession. I done fucked in the closet before.
Just don't get trapped in that motherfucker. You all right?
Oh hell!
Oh man, yeah, that's a VT. Man. Yeah, it's been some wild shit. So have you ever had
I'm literally trying to understand the logistics of Joshua's story.
That's what I was just about to ask you. Have you ever had somebody try to pull a move like that on you?
Man, fuck no. Fuck no, but how does that happen? How does she lift up your leg? Like, what kind of position was you in when she was underneath your leg? How does that work? Were you sitting like on the edge of the bed?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You'd have to be like on the edge of the bed if you don't know.
Because the couch, it wouldn't work. She wouldn't be able to flip you up like that. So he had to be sitting on the edge of the bed. Now, number two, how did she get underneath his legs to pick his legs up?
She might have been a former power lifter. So, you know, she had the proper technique. I'm still trying to figure out the pop rock. I ain't never done the pop rock. That's definitely
that shit don't even sound fun.
Like you might lose something.
That ice shit is overrated too. Fuck all that, bro. I did not like that shit. Like, man, whoa. couldn't fuck with that shit. That shit cold as a motherfucker. Oh, no. Like, get the fuck off me with that bullshit. Get that shit out, man.
Yeah. Man, that shit ain't gonna make it, man. That shit is wild. That shit is wild, man. Yeah, it's been some wild shit. I think I done probably got more tame in my adult years than I was when I was younger. So you said she used the fire head to totally relax your body. So she put you under a spell and then just hit you with the okie doke when you wasn't. You caught you slipping. She realized, oh yeah, this nigga got too comfortable. I got his ass now, literally. He got his ass. Okay, god damn, that's tough, man.
Right.
Cause I can't lie. It's been some times it's been some super servers and they put you in that little state of they incapacitate you. You stuck. You just in that little zone for a while. I don't think but I ain't never had no one. None of them trying to put a figure 4 on me or no shit like that. So that's definitely a tough one though.
Look, just to be keep it 1,000. Like, everybody knows. You have a chick to give you some sloppy top, right?
Yeah.
So the little spit run all the way down the dick, then down to the balls, and then sometimes it gets to the crack. Now, if that feels uncomfortable for me, how would a tongue feel? Like, no, I don't even like that. Like, that bothers me. I had to stop at that point. Nah, bitch, you got to clean some of this shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Balls is one thing.
Yeah.
But not running down to crack a nigga ass and shit. Like, nah, that shit, okay, you doing a little too much, but.
So you telling me you ain't never been in the shower with another man and seen the suds run down the crack of his ass? Oh man, that's wild shit.
I was thinking about that with your other caller talking about he went to jail and shit. And I'm just like, man, with his voice, bro. Fresh fish on the line, nigga.
I can't fuck with y'all. I was fooling y'all. Them was jokes. Y'all boys don't see y'all of you. I don't know nothing about Don't Be a Menace. I can see that y'all water glue. Okay, Lady Licious, no, okay.
Man, I'm still convinced that her ass is black. Fuck that shit. I think she perpetrating being a white woman. That's bullshit. I think she catfishing the whole motherfucking chat, the den, and all. Ain't no fucking way.
So okay, Lady Licious is a catfish.
No way.
Okay, that's
I think so.
Yeah, we need proof. We need visible proof. We're gonna have to start demanding photos. Y'all might be trying to pull jokes and shit. Yeah, what we got? What we 2 for? What's the number 2 for? Oh, y'all answering the question and shit. Yeah, she called in, but we need proof that she is of the pigment in which she claims.
The Caucasian persuasion. There you go.
Because y'all know it was a thing on Twitter where people was they were white claiming to be black, but they was getting like tans and shit, so they were saying that they was mixed and all that other shit. What you see here? This what you got to do. This what y'all got to do. Y'all gotta send a pic to the Denline. I ain't gonna share it with nobody. I'm greedy. To confirm it.
Everybody want to be a nigga, but don't nobody want to be a nigga.
Yeah, I need some proof on some of these accusations. I don't know about some of these lady folks. They say one thing. It's the internet. You can be whoever you want to be and shit. FaceTime. Look, I'm on Android. We gotta use Google Duo.
Fact. I know motherfucking FaceTime. That shit is a fucking way. That shit don't do nothing but get your ass in trouble, especially if you got a bitch or somebody. What's that in the background? What is you doing? Let me see. Bitch, if you want to see, you should have brought your ass here with me, goddammit. Fuck all that bullshit. I'm not doing all that.
Don't be hating on the Google Duo, goddamn. Look. See, most people see this is what y'all don't understand though. See, y'all, if you got Apple, then you automatically caught up. Somebody gonna hit you, and they know you got FaceTime. Most people who got the Google, the Android phone, don't even know about Google Duo. They don't know they got their own little FaceTime. So that way, you know, you use it with the ones you fuck with, and the ones who don't need to know about it don't need to know about it. So you ain't, you know, look, I'm just trying to tell y'all, yeah, don't hate on the Duo. You know what I'm talking about?
What is this shit about motherfuckers tracking motherfuckers now? What the fuck is that about? Like, seriously. Well, why you turn your GPS off on your phone? Bitch, what you mean? Well, I need to know where you at. Why do you need to know where I'm at? If you wanted to know where I was, you should have brought your ass over here with me. I don't understand shit like that. Look, I'm going over here. This is where I want to be at. I want to be by myself. You keep your ass at home. I'm not looking to see where the fuck you at, so why are you worried about what I'm doing? I really agree. I want to say it was Patrice O'Neal again and say, bitches, they number one thing, they just want to destroy a nigga fun. They can't be happy until they fucking your fun up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they miserable by their goddamn self, and you can be happy as fuck by your goddamn self. But they fucking miserable.
Baker man ain't like say she needs to know where you at so she don't get caught up. Hey man, you say Google and Sam say find the phone and the GPS on the control. Yeah, I got it.
Baker man, that's a good point.
That's my thing though. Shit, I don't even want to use the damn. I don't want to cut my location on to use the damn GPS. So my maps be struggling. You know, the location is off. Fuck it, you don't need to know it. Just tell me where to go. Goddamn, I'll figure the shit out. Give me an appointment in a general direction. It's shit. I don't even like having my location. I'll never have that bitch on. If I had that show, it's an accident.
My GPS hold me hard one day, nigga. I was just so glad it was daytime. That motherfucker sent me off in these back ways in Nebraska somewhere. And I was like about 15 miles back there, man, and the motherfucking bridge that I needed to cross, the motherfucker was out.
Ooh.
And I ain't had no way to turn around. Nigga, I had to cut that bitch down one of these dirt roads and back that bitch down that motherfucker blind. I couldn't even see it. I had to do it on the blind side. And then pull that motherfucker out. I was just glad that the fucking road held all that fucking weight. Just to turn around and drive all the way back to where the fuck I came from to try to figure out another route to bypass all that shit. Nigga, that shit was a fucking nightmare. It was a nightmare. GPS is great most of the time, but sometimes, god damn, it puts you in some fucked up positions. It really do.
Yeah. I remember fucking GPS. We was sliding that time we was headed to North Dakota. That hoe, we was in like Kansas somewhere, and that hoe just had the little road was out or some shit. And it didn't have it on there. Like, I guess they was just doing some shit for the weekend or something. We in the middle of the night, it's like 2, 3 in the morning, and we on the road, and then we couldn't figure the shit out. So it was some motherfucking laws. They looked like they just had some type of raid or a bust at a fucking hotel. And keep in mind, I got some weed on me and shit, and we riding. I'm like, man, fuck this. I'm not finna be in this bitch fucking riding by, because we was 2 cars deep. It was me and my partner, and then his pops and there, because we was all going to the same job site. So I say, man, I'm finna ask these hoes for some directions, goddamn, fuck them. They like, don't do it now, no, you tripping. I hop straight up out there. Hey, say, man, look, I'm trying to get to work. I ain't from around here, man. Which way do I gotta go? Because y'all bridge out right over here. Oh, man, you know, you kind of mad looking. Just go over that way, this way. I say, yeah, man, appreciate it. Just get on. But fuck it, shit. Like, look, y'all, that's what these tax dollars pay for. Even though I ain't paying no taxes in Kansas or wherever the fuck I was, but you appreciate it. They go somewhere, goddamn it. But, yeah, sometimes you gotta be like, fuck it. Cause shit, I wouldn't have been want to be riding around fucking not knowing where the fuck I was, especially with the weed on. It'd be easier to get the direction shit and get in and get out.
Don't that shit piss you off though? When you ask a cop for some help with some simple shit and they greet you with an attitude,
yeah,
motherfucker, your whole job description is to help a nigga. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck you think they paying you for, bro? Cause you damn sure ain't fighting no crime. You sitting here on the goddamn cell phone. Get your ass off that phone and help the goddamn citizens, you punk motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make it, man. Look, you look. I'm trying not to do nothing bad. I'm trying to work. If I get in a bad situation, then you're gonna be looking for me instead of you can help me out right now, instead of having to come look for me later. You know. But I ain't like the pixels is live though.
Speaking of police, I heard this story. This is some whole ass shit here. I heard this story earlier today. With this motherfucker, these 2 motherfuckers was online playing Call of Duty, right?
Yeah.
So I guess they made like a bet, like it was a bet for $1.50 on who would win like a 1v1 or some shit.
Yeah.
So they was getting into it. So one of the dude's friends, that was, you know what I'm saying, the dude on the the winning side or the losing side, whichever the fuck way it went, I don't know, but it really don't matter.
Yeah.
He knew this one dude that was supposedly like this professional swatter.
Yeah.
If you know what a swatter is, right?
Yeah.
So basically, they was arguing back and forth online, and the dude gave the motherfucker that won his address.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, you want to come see me? He told him his address. So he told the dude that knew the professional swatter the dude address. So they called in a threat saying that there's an active shooter. He already killed 2 people, and he's got 3 other hostages.
Yeah.
So that's what he told the police. So, of course, they rolled up in mass doing all this other shit. And what ended up happening was the dude that gave him the address,
yeah,
he gave him one of his old addresses. So he didn't even live there no more. So what happened was the SWAT team and shit rolled up, and they rolled up to the house, and they started banging on the fucking door. So the guy that lived there, I guess it was him and his girl or whatever,
yeah,
he came and answered the door, and the fucking police, you know what I'm saying, they aimed all weapons up, put your fucking hands up. So the dude stood at the door, he fucking panics and just kind of like he don't know what the fuck to do.
yeah.
And I guess he made some kind of sudden move, shot his ass dead right there in the doorway.
I don't say these motherfuckers be playing so much though. That's what I say. Like this shit is stupid. I mean, the motherfuckers on the internet, these kids that do this dumbass shit. You know, because I know they was doing that shit to celebrities for a while and all that. Like, what kind of? It's a lot of loser behavior out there. And
I'm not done, Honcho.
Okay.
It gets worse.
Oh no.
It gets worse.
No.
So anyway, the police figure out who did it, who called it in, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And the motherfucker that gave the false address,
Mm-hmm.
this motherfucker, he sends the dude messages on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Ha ha, you missed me.
What?
Bro, I'm like, nigga, you know somebody died because of this bullshit y'all did, right?
Man.
So now, not only they got the one dude that was like the professional swatter, they got his ass on like 51 counts or some shit. Like he got like 51 charges, so he gonna be in there forever.
Yeah.
And the other dude that gave the false address, he got like 11.
Damn.
And it was all because of the shit that he said at the end. He didn't have no remorse because it was kind of like basically he set it up and he didn't have no remorse of it. So they charged his ass too.
Yeah.
And the dude that was the other guy that was participating in the game and shit, he ain't got nothing yet. They still trying to figure out what they gonna do to him.
Yeah. Because
he basically facilitated, but you know what I'm saying, he showed remorse. So I'm just like, the dude that gave the false address, like how fucking stupid and heartless can you be, bro? That is some dumb ass shit. It's so stupid. All he had to do was keep his mouth shut. Even if he did feel that way, keep your fucking mouth shut. But motherfuckers gotta have this fucking portrayal of themselves online. Like they gotta be this motherfucker. And they can't let nobody see them as anything different. And now it's gonna cost him a significant part of his life. That's just stupid ass shit. That's some dumb shit.
You're gonna be that in that cell. They gonna see you all right. But that's my thing, man. Like, and the crazy shit about it is, and because these motherfuckers ain't gonna do nothing themselves, they gonna go get somebody else caught up in this whole fucking this other false ass situation. The shit is dumb, man. The shit is crazy. Like that's what I say. It's just some of the stupidest shit you hear. And I can't lie. Sometimes I be just like, man, you just wanna go somewhere else. Like, I just need to go somewhere where the internet is just good enough. It ain't gotta be too good. It just gotta be good enough for what I need to do, and everything else. I just be wanting to get away from folks. Sometimes motherfuckers just be saying some just off the wall ass shit, and it doesn't fucking make any sense, man. And I don't understand. I think you scared Lady List off the street. We still trying to figure out if Lady List is a catfish or not. You know, she might be. She talking about the picture in the bubble. You know, I can't. You got the Snapchat filter, the I don't know what other filters they got. I'm saying a Snapchat filter. That could be a catfish picture. I don't know what that is. I was supposed to just trust. Like, you got somebody in there with a Texan logo. You got a Power Ranger logo. How am I supposed to know that's you? You could be anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, you gotta. If you want to prove it to me, you gotta take a picture.
Hold up a sheet of paper with the den written on it. There you go.
Friend in the den or den folk on it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I know if you for real. You got to hold up a piece of paper with the info, and I'll know if it's Photoshop. Goddamn it!
All right, Honcho. Before I go,
all right, what you got?
I got to give my side of the Nipsey thing.
Okay, go ahead.
I was listening to it yesterday, and I didn't want to call in because you know a lot of motherfuckers is real serious and they feelings about the shit.
Yeah.
I had to explain to my best friend my point of view.
Okay.
And why I'm not as sympathetic for him.
Okay.
As most people are. And it's not to say anything, but it's like I understand. Now this is coming from the aspect of what supposedly went down. That it was some gang related shit. This is the way I'm looking at it from that aspect.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised he got killed by a rival gang member.
Okay.
It's not shocking to me because that's what he portrays himself as, is a gangster. You know, everybody know he's rolling 60s.
Mm-hmm.
Now, from what I'm understanding, and I don't know if this is what it is or this is what exactly happened, but from what I understand was the dude rolled up on him and asked him what set he claimed.
Mm-hmm. And
he told them, I'm a 60.
Yeah.
And the dude shot him 6 times.
Yeah.
That's not just ironic.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was done purposefully. So, when you
see.
live and keep... Hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
When you live and keep up with that gang life, it comes at a price. You know what I'm saying? It's consequences that come with that.
Yeah.
Now, I understand that he was getting away from that, and he was doing all these other wonderful things, which I really commend him for. Like that's some big shit. But it's the fact that he still chose not to separate himself from that bullshit. Now, you could look at it this way, saying, well, that's where he came from and that's what he was. If he wasn't for that, he wouldn't have been, you know, cool. But it's the fact that he couldn't separate himself. So not only did he attach himself to that, he attached his family to that. His family is the ones I really feel for. The people that have to live with the fallout. That's the people I'm more sympathetic for. I'm sympathetic for Nipsey. I'm not saying that I'm not. But I'm more sympathetic for his family. And it was all because of his choice not to leave that shit alone. Because if he breaks that tether from that shit, he keeps his family away from that shit.
Okay. Here's my thing. Now, the thing that I saw that little video. I think that that one was just a little nigga trying to chase some clout who put that shit out there.
Absolutely. I'm not excusing what the dude did. He a complete hoe ass nigga for this.
But
like,
the thing, yeah, but they said,
number one, you don't do that shit on Sunday, and number two, you don't do that shit in front of nobody kids, man.
Yeah. But what they saying though, but they saying, oh, buddy who put that little video out, he was just out there trying to explain. He didn't really do it. What they're saying is they believe it was somebody who was in his inner circle, and this is what I was saying when I first heard about it. They think it might have been some jealousy, envy type shit. Because they think it might have been somebody that he knew. Because here's my deal. Everybody who's trying to say, oh, it's a conspiracy and it was a government hit. No, it wasn't. Because if that was the case, it would be 3 dead men, not 1. You know, they ain't gonna just hit him and let the other ones make it. Especially not from that close. But what they were saying is they had video. Basically, the dude was coming from an alley. And I guess snuck around the alley and hit him up and then jumped in the car with a female. Because old buddy in that other little video was talking about he did this, and this. There wasn't no female in the vehicle. He was just trying to, because they say that same nigga who put that video up had put up a video with some other little girl that got killed or some other shit. So that dude who put that video up is just out there clout chasing. My thing with Nipsey is this.
Him. He deserved to spend life in prison.
For that bullshit, for that old fake shit.
Bruh.
Yeah.
The man died, bro, in front of his kids, and you gonna sit up here and try to.
Niggas think that this, but this is what I say. This young entity say that's almost in the line with swatting with me. Like motherfuckers will do something for some clout just to say hey, pay attention to me. But then who do you look at that situation? Is it your parents because they didn't raise your motherfucking ass right? That you need this much attention that you got to go out and do some shit like that? So you suppose it's supposed to be a nigga you've been knowing that's been cool with the 60s too. But that's what I'm saying. But this is why I've been said, because here's the deal, man. And the gang ties and things like that. Yeah, and he didn't never completely disassociate himself from that, but in a way he did, because even like I say today, he was supposed to be having a meeting about with the LAPD, the chief of the LAPD, and somebody else high up in the department, basically on some like gang intervention shit, basically trying to keep these young kids from getting involved in street gangs and stuff like that. So my thing with him and from what I listened to, this is just maybe my perception. Like, he talked about him being in that, and he talked about, you know, the shit he did, but to me, he didn't really glorify that as much, because, you know, yeah, he still was affiliated. You know how them LA niggas is. It's a different thing out there, but the way, to me, he didn't seem like he was banging like them niggas was. You know, Snoop old ass about 132, and he still, you know, talking about cripping and, you know, 20s and all that other shit. To me, he distanced himself because he was looking at the bigger picture, and he even talked about it. He's like, man, in one of the songs, he talked about when they changed the rules to the game, you know, fuck, I can't remember the lyrics exactly. He said he had to switch it up because they didn't change the rules to the game, something. But he's basically talking about how he kind of started distancing himself, you know, from that, and started looking at shit differently. Now, was he just out there publicly like just saying, nah, you know, fuck it, nah, but I think any nigga who basically going out there and saying, hey, man, look, we got to stop all this gang violence. We got to stop these kids from joining gangs. I think he's on the right path. Like, I think he saw his mistakes and was trying to do his damnedest to prevent that shit from happening in the future. Because like you said, he was giving out STEM scholarships. He was holding events, you know, basically for mentoring a lot of young black youth. And he was bringing, you know, quality role models to these events and things like that. And like I say, as far as everybody that when he built his little business and the thing that he was bringing, you know, saying hiring people from the neighborhood and all that stuff, I think that's what eventually did him in. And it's a fucked up way to say it, but we talk about it here all the time, man, is the hood don't fucking love you, man. It don't matter what you do for it. And that's why niggas get up and get out. Niggas, oh, them niggas Uncle Tom's, them niggas some hoes, them niggas this. But the hood don't love you. You could be OG and you could do for everybody in your generation something, but it is gonna be these young niggas who looking for some clout, or who man, fuck that nigga, he ain't doing shit for me or whatever. And we look at it now, it's a lot of young niggas ain't got no respect for none of the old niggas that's been paved the way from shit. Even here in Houston, we was talking about some of these young rappers mad at the old rapper, y'all ain't helping us doing this. Them niggas made their own way. They expect you to do the same thing, but because these niggas ain't giving you free features and stuff, so you want to talk shit, or you want to do like this. I think it's just a difference between this younger generation and that older generation, and there's a lack of respect. And I'm not saying go out and respect a bunch of gangsters or whatever, but you know, LA got their own codes, they got their own premise. I felt like the man was trying to do something right, and I feel like it was somebody who was near him that either he might have been cool with at a younger age, and he didn't, you know, separate himself from it. Now he blowing up and he doing big things, and they envious. Like, cause to me, hate is a motherfucker, man. Like, hate the links that people will go through to hate on you, and we see it all the fucking time in just little dumb shit. But I think, you know, in that gang code and the way they operating out there is much different and shit. Fuck all the extra hate, you know, we just gonna wipe you off the map. And that's what I think really just happened. I think it was just a case of severe hate. I don't think it was no government intervention. I don't think it was none of that other shit. You know, we love to bring up these conspiracy theories for shit, but this was, to me, was just, you know, a motherfucker trying to do the right thing, and another motherfucker who couldn't stand it, or it could have been an old business tie, it could have been an old nigga, I fucked your bitch way back in the day. You know how niggas be on this shit nowadays. Niggas will kill you for fucking a baby mama or fucking with a hoe or something. Like, my thing is him, like I say, because I don't give a fuck about it. I was saying earlier, like 9 times out of 10, I don't give a fuck about no rappers, dog. Other than, like I say, the ones that hurt me the most, honestly, when Pimp passed on, because I'm UGK alumni. I grew up listening to nothing but UGK. Don't get me wrong. Screw hurt, Hawk, Pat, all them, that hurt, but it wasn't the same. Like, Pimp was just something different because I listened to Pimp way more than I listened to UGK way more than I listened to all of them. I listened to them too, but it was just the message that I took from UGK was much different. Then, like, more grown up years, like I said, the only niggas I was really listening to was Currency, him, and I listened to a little Thug occasionally, Crit mainly a little bit. I forgot to throw Crit in there, but because of the message that they had. And like I said, I can't fuck with the bullshit. And to me, what he was saying, like I said, I don't know if you've ever listened to Victory Lap or whatever. I don't know if you fuck with his music like that. But if you have a chance, I encourage everybody to listen to that album one time and just hear what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? And you'll see that what he's talking about ain't like what the rest of these motherfuckers, because he was talking about, like Prepaid called him yesterday, empowerment. It wasn't on no whole gang shit. He talked about his ties and shit he did, and you know, the history behind it, or you know, his past. But he talks about building business. He got a whole song just talking about the business moves he's making as far as real estate and, you know, taking care of the community and all that other shit. I feel like it was just hate, man. I feel like it was just it was hate on another level, because that album to me was a game changer. And again, I don't really fuck with a whole lot of West Coast music. That's just, you know, it's not really my bag. I don't fuck with a lot of rap music, but That's probably the only album I listened to the entire year. People was like, "Oh man, check out that Meek." I listened to Meek one time. I listened to that J Rock, one time. But that Victory Lap, that bitch stayed on heavy rotation. When I was working out, when I was just working in the den or in the South Sports studio, it was something about that album just put you in a different state. It wasn't, to me, like I said, I felt like he had evolved and was really on a different trajectory. I know the association with the gang ties and everything like that. And yeah, your past will come back and fuck with you. Sometimes you can't clean everything up. It's shit that I got in my past that could always come back and fuck with me. But it is what it is. But I just think the way that he went out to me was so fucked up because of what he was doing. The people that he was looking at and the way he was doing it, a lot different than a lot of these clowns that's out here now. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, to me, it was just like a motherfucker who really had a message, who really had something to say, and you go and wipe him out because of your own personal bullshit. That's my thing.
My whole point was, and it was like with the question that dude asked, when he asked him, what set you claim?
Yeah.
Now, instead of him saying that I claim this set, he should have, I'm thinking that, what I'm saying, with all the shit that he's trying to do, he could have just said, man, I don't bang no more, man.
But that's what I'm saying. I heard that didn't happen, though. And that's what I'm saying as far as that whole situation.
That's what I was saying, though, like going off of that version of the story that I'm hearing, which, like I said, we don't even have all the facts yet of exactly what happened, why, what was said, what was done, who did it. I'm just going off of that. Because I'm just trying to understand the logic behind the conversation. Because I'm like, if he was that far advanced, then why would he say that he's still with this gang? Even if he is or not, he could have just said, like on the other shit, look, man, I don't fuck with that shit no more. Is that why you up here? Is you trying to join the gang, little brother? Man, I'm trying to. I don't think you should do that, bro. You should get away from that life, bro, because he's going to end up one or two ways. You're going to end up in the ground or in the fucking cell, bro. Like, some shit like that is some shit that I could hear him saying, going by his reputation or whatever, because I ain't never listened to his music. I tried to listen to Victory Lap, but I just wasn't feeling it. You know what I'm saying? It's just not my flavor, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he whack or nothing, it just wasn't my taste. But, that because it didn't make sense to me. Like, the story I heard, and then from what I understand him to be, I didn't understand why that conversation would have went that way.
Yeah. That's what I say. To me, it's tough to me to even envision something like that going on. You know what I'm saying? Just because the way he had been moving, I don't know. Like I say, but we, who never know. Hopefully we'll find out something. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, I just think it's unfortunate the way that all went down for this man to get wiped out in front of his own store. Where he employed, he trying to get people out of the bullshit. And that's why I say it's just hard for me to really see him just, saying some shit like that with everything else that he does have going on. What kind of nigga still say, yeah, I'm banging, but then gonna go meet with the LAPD, the heads, the chiefs of the LAPD and all this to start working on, preventing gang violence, preventing all this shit. Like, I think he acknowledged his previous ties, but I don't think that he was really just, because to me, he wasn't really promoting. He talked about it, of course, like I say, his old ties, old shit he did, because he had a song called Blue Laces. We talk about old shit that happened, and it's just telling stories. People got a story to tell, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you the story of some shit that I done been through, and what I done went through to get here now and how I'm here now. And if I done been through this, you yada, 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 you can get through it. I just think, man, like I say, to me, it's just fucked up. Either way, however it went down, it's fucked up. And again, because like I say, I feel like he had a message, and the message was what people needed to hear. You know what I'm saying? But I agree with Broderick. But that's another reason why I say I really don't fuck with a lot of rap and shit now, is because, think about it, ain't no, look, country western cowboys with the quick draw McGraws and everything. You don't see country motherfuckers shooting each other. You don't see none of this other shit happening anywhere else. And that's why I say that's my problem with it. As I grow older and I realize a lot of shit, that's why I don't fuck with a lot of shit as much, because the message, the music, it infiltrates the mind. But like I say, with that, I didn't get that vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, that's why it's the only particular shit that I'm listening to him. Was listening to him, Currency, because Currency talk about business, making business moves. He ain't talking about selling no dope unless it's audio dope, and he talking about making music. We all know Crit ain't on none of that bullshit. Like, shit like that, that's what I can fuck with. But like I say, because I got to leave the clown shit alone, But it's unfortunate. Like I say, just he had a good message, and what he was doing, to me, the trajectory he was on was a good one. And just to get fucked off like that, And if it really was some envy or some hate or some bullshit like that, man, that's pathetic. Yeah, it's pathetic. Then I see somebody was saying that they were shooting at his damn memorial and shit. Like I say, it ain't no respect. Don't nobody give a fuck no more, man. Don't nobody give a fuck. That's why I say you got to get the fuck out the hood, man. You got to hit that like Dreamer said. You say the fool that killed him still be in the hood playing dominoes with Tom like nothing ever happened. He just got stripes for killing a real one straight up. Yeah, that's how it is. Motherfuckers be like, oh yeah, that's the nigga that, that did that. And that's the thing is that, we give props and credit to shit like that. And it's fucked up. We don't value nobody's life. The man that was actually doing shit for people about the problems we sit here and complain about day in and day out. This man was making a way, for these youth to have an opportunity to give them scholarships, like I say, STEM, and putting them in fields that we normally don't discuss, telling them that they can be greater than just being a ball player or doing some of this old bullshit. Like, he's giving them that opportunity. And we complain about why somebody ain't doing this and somebody ain't doing that. But we continue to glorify the shit that gets people like this wiped out, man. And that's just my bag, man. Like, it's tough. It's tough, but until we change our mind frame as a people, shit, it's gonna keep happening, and we're gonna keep want to point the finger everywhere else. But shit, you need to turn that motherfucker around. What they say, when you point the finger at somebody else, you got 3 pointing back at you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the fuck it is, man. It's unfortunate, but it's fucking true. People don't want to hear that shit though, because it don't make them feel good. Like I said,
it's like what I was saying the other day. Motherfuckers don't value the knowledge; they only value the money.
Exactly.
But they don't understand, with the knowledge you can get the money.
Yeah.
You can get more money than what you getting at that one point in time.
Exactly.
You can fucking, live off that shit with the right knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And you applying it the right way. But motherfuckers just don't see it. They only see the short-term goals. Yeah. They don't have long-term goals. No. So that's all that is. Well, I killed Nipsey. I get this. I get that. Yeah. But what's gonna happen to your ass in the long run? When the motherfuckers that love that man find out, they're gonna come back and kill you.
Yeah.
So not only do they lose somebody that was, that was doing something for them and their family, now they taking you away from your family.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like a never-ending cycle.
And especially if you fucking with somebody money, he was helping a lot of people eat. And motherfuckers gonna come collect. Look, they gonna collect that check on your motherfucking ass. And then what's gonna happen is your partner's gonna feel the type, well, they did this, and this. They gonna disavow the fact that you did the shit because they care about you. But they just gonna see the side that, well, they came back and they killed this nigga, so they gonna be mad. And that's how that shit go back and forth. Instead of looking at, man, if this nigga would have never done this initially, then this whole cycle of back and forth wouldn't have happened. But instead, now you took out one of ours, even though we started it, and it's just gonna continue, man. And like I say,
domino effect.
Yeah, you just gotta get up out that shit, man. Like, you just gotta fucking get away from that shit. You gotta get around. And the sad thing is that we associate that shit, especially so much with black. Like, say it's all races that go through it, but for some reason as black folks, we associate like that's the only way. Like, we've never seen successful black people, or this the only way we can do this is this. Man, there's so many fucking opportunities that I wish we would get away from this shit, but that shit's so deeply fucking ingrained, man. This fucking stupid ass music and this shit that you gotta be bigger than this. And I know we was talking the other day about, music and being smart enough not to let it influence you. And we talk about the kids, but shit, there's some adults out here who can't tell no fucking difference. And they late 20s, 30s, shit, 40s. This motherfuckers who need to be, representing something greater, setting a standard for something. You got mamas in the fucking club with they fucking 20-year-old daughter. They 40-something, 50-something, going to the same damn clubs. They kids like, motherfuckers don't ever get over this shit, man. And that's what I say. It's just got to be a separation. Like I was talking about the other day, it's wolves out there. You got to look. If you a sheep or you a sheepdog, you better stop playing with these wolves. If you a sheep, you better stop trying to protect these wolves, because the wolves don't eat your motherfucking ass. And then you're going to be sitting there looking crazy, wondering why and how. This shit, you let them in the fucking house. Shit, you basically set the plate up. You put yourself on the plate for them. But it is what it is. You said they already killed some of the suspect relatives.
It reminds me of this movie or this story that I think my mama was telling me about this boy and this motherfucking tiger. And they had got on this boat and he was trying to get this tiger to some other kind of country or some shit. Yeah. And whenever they didn't have nothing to eat, the tiger was trying to eat him. Yeah. So he kept having to do whatever he had to do to go scrounge up some shit to feed the tiger so the tiger wouldn't eat him. So I'm just like, why would you try to live like that? Yeah. I don't understand that philosophy. But going off of what you were saying, Honcho, I think what the real problem is, we don't know the true value of shit. Mm-hmm. Like, what's the real value of a life? What's the real value of the shit that you are choosing to pursue in life? What is the cost of what you're doing to get it? Is it really worth it? And I think we really don't know that. All we value is the shit that we can see, you know, cars, jewelry, shit like that. But instead of, like, there's a lot right here that you can get for $1,000, and later on you can sell it for all this extra money, but people just see it as fucking dirt and grass and some shit that some other motherfucker could put a house on and make some money off of. Well, why not you?
We don't think like that.
I don't get that. No, we don't. And we're not even trained to think like that. And we got other motherfuckers that's supporting the stupidity. And I think that's the worst of it. It's like it's just this group of just stupid motherfuckers who just, and nobody is trying to educate them. And then when you try to educate them, they don't want to hear it.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Oh, you just speaking that nonsense. Ain't nobody worrying about that. Ain't nobody thinking about that. I'm trying to get this money right now.
And then when the right now money go away, then they looking fucked up and fucked off. He said 6 people were stabbed at Dipsy's memorial. And that's what I'm saying. But and that's my thing right there, man. And niggas can't even come in. This is why I say when Roman was talking about we got to come together the other day. Shit, ain't no coming together. You got to you got to do you and find like-minded people and you fuck with them people. Everybody can't come together. When everybody come together, everybody get fucked off, man, in the long run. You know what I'm saying?
See, you have a community of people like that, and then y'all can come up together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't let that regentrification shit come into that neighborhood. You got a bunch of strong, business-minded black folk. Yeah. You can get some shit popping.
Exactly, but most people don't want to do that. And that's it. And again, like, there's just so many factors into the shit, and that's why I say, you know, it gets tiresome talking about it, and you just really, like I say, you just got to connect with the people who about it, because the people who ain't, they never will, unless they just have an awakening. And I can say, you know, I was on some foolish shit, and I've had my awakenings, but I knew better even prior to, because my dad used to be on some other shit, but I just wouldn't. I was like, yeah, kind of, sort of, but, you know, I'm going to go venture off into this old dumbass shit over here, and then, you know, I think things came full circle, and I just started having some realizations, but, you know, it's just, it's similar to his situation, but, you know, it's just, like I say, it is what it is, man. You gotta get out the shit they keep telling you and stop buying the shit they selling you, you know, and you just kind of got to figure out a way. And the ways are there, but we just don't want to do that shit.
But anyway, man, I'm about to go ahead and lay it down. I got to hit the road in the morning.
Nah, really.
And to those of y'all in the chat who probably complaining about how long I've been on, well, nigga, at least I changed the narrative. We went for talking about fingers and niggas' assholes. That's some real shit. So y'all can kiss my ass if y'all ain't feeling that.
God damn.
I'm trying to get on some real nigga shit.
No, be careful about getting your ass kissed, man. You know, look, they gonna hit you with the jaws. Yeah. You get your ass kissed, they gonna flip you around, figure four you, man.
Y'all go back to getting judged by y'all girlfriends and shit. I'm out.
Already, Jay, just appreciate the call, man.
All right, man.
All right. Man. Hey, man. All I'm just saying, no. It's fucked up, man. Because the real fucked up part about it is the people who get caught in the crossfire, you know. And that's why I say, and this is not to condone anything or, you know, it is what it is. Some people bought that action. These people who bought that action need to be in a certain place. It's good people who just caught up in some shit, you know. They don't want no part of that life. They don't want no part of these problems, you know what I'm saying? And you get a lot of innocent kids who get caught in this shit and get fucked off by this shit. You got a lot of people who are just, and it's not even necessarily they're victims, but almost like willing victims. You know, it's just certain shit you got to say, man, nah, we ain't standing for this shit no more. You got to want better for your own communities. If you don't want better for your own communities, then you need to either want better for yourself and get into a better community, or, I mean, something like, y'all see what it is. Right? Y'all see what it is. Nip did a whole lot for where he was from. And ultimately get done in by where he was from. That's the whole ass shit about it. You can give everything. This is what I'm saying. Don't nobody give a fuck. It only take one motherfucker, man. It only take one motherfucker. Like Dream was talking about, motherfuckers getting clout and everything. It only take one motherfucker who don't give a shit. You know, think about The Wire. Right? I don't know how many of y'all watch The Wire, so I'm not going to ruin it for y'all. But think about Omar's situation if you have seen it and how that whole situation went down. Think about it. And that's all it takes. That's some real shit. Like, Man. They want to make gun laws for your protection with a joke. They want to wash your hand to cut the throat. Basically, you know what I'm saying? You'd rather get Josh to be a man. All right. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hi, Miss Rashida. Oh, you calling in with a confession, right? Right? That's what we should hear.
No. I'm gonna get right to where I call. I had heard that there was somebody in his own gang that did this for him. Now, my question was, don't that person have to get permission to do that? Like, you can't just kill your own gang member like that. I don't think that's how it works in the gang, do it?
Oh, man. Look, it's a lot of wild shit going on now. Like I say, the rules didn't change. Like, it used to be a code. It used to be some ethics. It used to be, some honor. It used to be some respect. Now, it's just clout. What can give me some clout, And I'm sure so. But again, like I said, I don't know what his ties was. He may, say, hey, I'm really not... I was doing this, but maybe I'm not affiliated. Maybe he was getting a lot of money and he wasn't, maybe they was expecting some certain dudes going. So I don't, like I said, I really don't know the ins and outs. I'm not from LA. I don't know how it works out there. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm not a gangster. I just, ran and did a bunch of foolish shit on my own.
I thought we might have some ex-gang members in the chat or something that might know to answer my question. Or anybody to answer my question.
Yeah. You say, Dreamer say that's the type of shit happen all the time. Say I know guys do a lot for the hood who ain't famous, but they hood famous and they get killed. Nobody does shit. That's how it is, man. And that's what I'm saying.
Wait a minute. Let me say something to Broderick right quick. Okay. Now, before I just called in, you was just in the chat talking about you finna call in. Don't blame me because you too slow. Now, I gave you like 2 minutes to call. You didn't do nothing. You said you want to run your mouth in the chat. You could have called in. But you want to be in the chat. So I got on the line right quick. I ain't going to be on here all day now, okay? But anyway, like I was saying, they said that him and the guy came in the store, wanted to buy something, and Nipsey called him a snitch or something. The guy had just got out of jail. And Nipsey told him to leave the store. He left and came back, and that's when he, did what he did. Shot him, and then he's supposed to be on surveillance and everything doing it. So,
man, this is super funny because I said a lot of this shit yesterday without knowing no details of the story. And I'm not saying I'm a soothsayer or anything of that category. If this is true, what you're saying is true. It's just like, man, all you got to do is put two and two together. I'm not nobody. I'm a regular ass motherfucker, man. I'm just like I say, I'm just another nigga on YouTube, man. But to me, like I say, I talked about it being somebody who might have got fresh out of jail. Who had been feeling a particular way, could have been some old personal shit, and these are the things that it sounds like is coming through, and shit, and it's unfortunate, man. Like I'm telling you, like when it comes to men, man, your ego is a motherfucker, a fragile ego is a motherfucker. You gonna break or you gonna break somebody, you know what I'm saying? And 9 times, well, I ain't gonna say 9 times out of 10, it just depends on how you are. You either gonna break or you gonna break somebody, and. And so apparently this whole situation turned another way, you know what I mean? And shit. It's unfortunate, man.
The person did it in broad daylight, didn't have no care for nobody. That to me right there said it wasn't the government. I mean, they gonna do some kind of, they ain't gonna just do it in front of all the witnesses like that. Come on now. Yeah. I think they got a little more sense than that. There was somebody that didn't have no sense at all.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
They just didn't care.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I said, it don't matter because people don't care about nobody but themselves. So all the good that they don't give a fuck about none of the good he got going on. All they care is that either they got their feelings hurt or they got embarrassed or they got labeled or something.
Exactly. When it got a gun like a coward.
I don't give a fuck about none of that other shit. And so, like I say,
he could have dealt with Nipsey right then and there, but now he had to go run and get a gun like a coward.
But yeah, you know, motherfuckers
Whatever
don't box no
happens
more.
to settle your differences without guns. I mean, that's just some coward ass bullshit.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. It's just fucked up though, you know. Motherfuckers don't want to like that. Like I say, you know, especially with these young niggas, you know, these young motherfuckers nowadays, you know, they'd rather take a life than take a L in a boxing match. They don't want to catch no hand. They don't want to be embarrassed. We live in a highlight generation where everything that gets posted on the internet is always somebody highlights. It ain't never the low lights. It ain't never the L's that they took or what they had to do to come up to get to where they at. People always want to show you the best. So everybody now, this young generation, that's why they so depressed. That's why they so fucked up, is because they think everything has to be a win. They don't understand that it's wins and losses, but you're trying to accumulate more wins than losses. And eventually, you know, you'll be a winner. But when you willing to do some dumb shit, again, that's the value. Not valuing yourself, not valuing other people's lives and shit. Motherfuckers just don't give a fuck. And, you know, want all the respect in the world. But, you know, hey, it's just, again, like I say, with that comes some value. And if you don't understand value, then you're going to be in a fucked off situation real soon. You know, whether you understand the value of people, the value of money, the value of time, any kind of, if you don't understand the value of anything, then you're going to be fucked off one way or another. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. No discipline. Says only a loss.
And let me say something else to Broderick right quick. I ain't got to hurry up and get off of nothing.
I got the echo. I was like,
you had a whole hour to call in when Dr. Rabbit was on here tying up the line with his bullshit, and now I get on here, y'all want to talk about it. I got 2 minutes left and all this bullshit. I ain't got nothing. I'm going to get off when I feel like getting off. And I happen to feel like getting off. Now make your call. If you don't call in, I'm calling right back in.
That's right. See, that's what I be talking about. Hold up, man. Y'all don't want no beef. You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm tired of y'all bullshit. Y'all always messing with me when I'm on the phone. Then these bored ass people call in and put everybody to sleep, and y'all don't say shit, but then want to bother me. And DeMarcus, you be quiet, because my call is not even long. When you gonna ever call in? Only thing you do is sit in the chat and talk shit.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Call them out, goddamn.
I'm ready for all y'all today.
That's what I'm talking about. Call their ass out, goddamn.
And the judge there, whatever the hell your name is, you can shut the hell up too. Cause I ain't got no 30 seconds left. You come hang my phone up. Y'all so bad up in the chat you can't do shit. They talking all this shit, can't hang my phone up. Shit.
That's why
I don't sound like Shanae. Your mama sound like Shanae. What's next?
I don't even want no
y'all better stop messing with me. Shit, I ain't playing with y'all.
Hey, y'all better cool it. Y'all know Rashid about that life. You know, she's trying to be a changed, reformed woman, and y'all trying to bring her back. Y'all trying to bring her back to her old ways. She trying to be a nice young lady. You know, y'all.
That's right, Joshua. I'm gonna talk my shit. That's right. That's right. He ain't gonna hang nothing up. You come hang the phone up for him since you so bad. You ain't even got no moderator thing behind you, so you just shut the hell up.
Look, she want all the smoke. What y'all gonna do?
I'm finna go and let Broderick call. Broderick, where you at? You better call in since you had me getting off the phone now.
Now she laid the law down.
We was having a nice conversation. You want to interrupt me with some bullshit when you could have interrupted all them other boring ass people.
I don't want no place. I ain't even gonna get it.
Just shut the hell up, talk because I'm finna block your ass as soon as I get off this phone. All right, Honcho. I'll talk to you.
I appreciate it, Rashida. You know I always enjoy your call. I thank you for calling in.
I know. I just be playing. All right. Take care, everybody.
Already.
Except for the few people I'm finna block, goddamn it, because I'm serious about y'all. Y'all make me sick. Yeah, I'm gonna block you. I know you don't give a fuck. Okay, I'm gonna go. Bye-bye.
All right. Hey, look, y'all, look, hey. All I'm saying, when Rashida pull up on y'all, look, don't be blaming me. Somebody just called in, y'all hung up on me, goddamn. I'm trying to take the message, y'all hung up on me, shit. Yeah, I was gonna say for the moderators who wasn't in here, we have a Cards Against Humanity command. So if you put CAH black, that'll play a black card, and then everybody else can play the CAH white, and it'll play the wrong shit. It'll play the white card so they can do responses. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
What's going on, Honcho? This your boy Broderick.
Broderick, what's the motherfucking deal? What you want to drop in the den this evening, Broderick?
First of all, let me address Rashida ass.
Uh-oh.
How you gonna go to the mama? You just broke the code. Gonna tell somebody your mama? Really? How you gonna break the code like that? Come on now. Don't make me get on this red eye and head up to shot time and hang your phone up permanently.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Nah, I'm playing with you, Rashida. I love you, boo. Anyway. No, Honcho, I just wanted to kind of address this Nipsey thing because, you know, like I said, you know, I don't know if you caught it or not last night, but, you know, I really didn't know who dude was.
Yeah.
You know, like, I really don't know who any of these, you know, new age rappers are. I honestly do not know half their names. I don't turn the radio.
Uh-oh. You still there? Oh, it's been cut out on me. I don't know what happened to Brody. You still there? No, it's been cut off. Then uh-oh. We lost Brody B, man. Call back in, man. Y'all playing with Rashida? Yeah. Y'all playing. She say, red eye. I got your red eye, motherfucker. God damn. Hold on. We gonna let Broderick in wrap it up. We're gonna give him a chance to call back, man. You know what I'm saying? Man. I don't want no plex. But yeah, man, you know, it's a crazy, but I see where he was going, and I agree, man. Like I said, a lot of these modern entertainers, like I said, my old lady put me on the nip. She was listening to it, and I was like, most of the shit she be listening to, what the fuck? But I just kind of caught what he was saying. I'm just like, okay, you know, okay, I get what he's talking about. Okay, get back here. But I get what you were saying. Like a lot of, trust me, because when I'm serious about it, like I said, I don't fuck with these new this shit is trash to me. One, they not talking about shit. But the thing about it, that's why I say it was just kind of hearing what he was, and then like I say, I kind of heard him. Like, okay, and then she kind of put me on a lot of the shit that he had been doing, and she was telling me about, you know, because she was from out that way. She's from Cali. And she would talk about, you know, Slauson, and she would just kind of put me on game and all that shit about what he was up to, what he had going on. And I was smoking at the time, so he told me about the little weed dispensary and all the other shit he had going on out there, and then just kind of what he was doing for the neighborhood. And I was like, okay, that's what's up, man. You know, a lot of these motherfuckers talk about the shit. You know, that's the kind of shit that I encourage and I embrace. And so I heard, I want to say it was like mailbox money. And he had a thing called a marathon, and the marathon continues. And then I think Slauson Boy too, a couple of them. Like I said, I'm just listening to what he was talking about, and a lot of it, yeah, text good, you Gucci on the text. And like I say, just the mess, what he was just talking about was different. You know what I'm saying? And he was independent. For him to get to where he was independently, like I say, I had a lot of respect for him. All right, what's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
What's going on, man? Rashida done put that hoodoo on me or something.
She just fucked up the signal, man. She put a bug on the shit. I'm like, I got this nigga right here. Hold up.
That's why, hey, Rashida, I'm just playing, but I don't know what kind of powers you got, but I'm just... but real talk, like I was trying to say, I was watching a couple of the guys' videos or whatever, and me and a couple of the homies in the chat was going back and forth, not going back and forth, but talking about the situation. And I don't know who it was but one of the homies said, basically I'm missing the message. Because what I saw when I seen the videos is I saw the typical rap video. I saw, big chains. I seen big cars. I seen, half-dressed women, money flashing, or whatever the case may be. And he said, now, but you're not getting the message. And he's absolutely right. I didn't hear the message. And I couldn't hear the message because I was blinded by the imagery. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I've talked about this many times before, how we pretty much idolize hip hop and, all of this violence and stuff. It only happens with hip hop music. I don't see Luke Bryan, texting with George straight, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the thing about it is it only happens with us in this hip hop music. There's something wrong with that.
Yeah.
But, whatever the guy was into, whether he was, apparently still affiliated with gangs, I kind of agree with Jay Dizzle on that point that, hey, you still affiliated, you still in that space, you are in a situation where you still live by a different set of rules than what it is you actually living on the, in the outside world now. Because even though you're successful and you got all of these businesses going, you in a sense change your life around and do something different for the hood, yet you still there and you're still affiliated with these type of hood politics or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're just another one of them that can be touched at any time.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So you kind of put yourself in that situation when you don't get yourself completely out of the hood. Yeah. And it's sad to say that we go around talking about how we need to, reach back and do for the community and everything like that. But in all honesty, we can't do that because our community doesn't respect the help that we get from our own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We only respect outside help that come from, and I hate to be racial about this, but the truth is we respect the help from the white hand more than we do from the black hand that come back and try to reach back and help us out. Them the ones that get robbed and killed for trying to do good in the hood.
Yeah.
Now, outside of that, like I say, I don't know what kind of demons this guy had that was eventually catching up with him or whatever the case may be. I don't know him, so I don't know. I can't speculate. All I'm saying is, all I know is what I saw in the very little time of what I did see of him. And the imagery is what sticks with me. You see what I'm saying? But see, one thing that I do know, I know everybody's not Christian, and I know people probably get tired of me, speaking Christian points or whatever, but here's one point that I kind of want to leave you with. When you accept Jesus Christ into your life, you become a changed man. That doesn't mean that you still wear the same outfit, so to speak. You see what I'm saying? When you accept him into your life, all of those other things that you once desired, you no longer desire no more. That old man is dead. He doesn't exist anymore. Those same desires, you don't have them anymore. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So no matter what kind of changes he's made in some aspects of his life, he was still holding on to a lot of what he was still stuck in, which is what a lot of those guys do. Now, it's great if, you're starting businesses and all of that and trying to show other people how to start business. That's great because something we need in the black community is we need financial literacy. We need to know that, you don't just have to get a job out here and struggle and all of this. You can be your own boss and be your own man. That's a good message to send. Can't hate that from anybody trying to send it. But at the same time, I think we just have to be realistic and understand that, if we don't get rid of all of the old men, like all of them, then that old man can still come back and be that demon that can defeat us in the end. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. I got a question for you, brother. And this is like, not that I don't agree with what you're saying. So I look at it like this. I remember a while back I heard, it might have been, it was some old pimp turned preacher, but what he said, it made sense. And basically what he was saying is, wearing all these, or it might have been, he might have just been talking about pimping or something, but he was talking about, wearing all this stuff and appearance to attract a certain type of woman or a certain type of person because they see you having nice things. Do you think that it would have hindered his message had he tried to change up, but he was still trying to reach the same people? Because, maybe that, because I see what you're saying, like you say, you've seen some of the videos and some of the things like that, so he's pushing the same message. Because I think a lot of stuff more so on the album was not like what, generally artists put out a popular song for the people, hoping that people come to the album and hear everything. But I'm not making excuses for him because I understand, he's still in the same situation. But my thing is, do you think that he needed that to maybe try to reach that particular kind of person if he would have came at him in a different way that maybe they didn't want to hear? Or do you just leave those kind of people behind, if that's the case?
The unfortunate thing is in this world, in time today, if he's not showing that kind of imagery, he'll never get anyone to even much pick up his music, to even much see that he might have a better message on the inside of that album. Because that's what the people want to see, unfortunately. And the bad thing about it is, in the black community, is that's what we have to look forward to. It's almost like we never see any other type of positive image of success other than half-naked women, big chains, and cars and money and all of this kind of crap. But the danger is we don't really have a whole lot of critical thinkers that are, 21 and younger. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you're not a critical thinker, then you're going to view all of this imagery and you're not going to be able to look beyond that and see that there may be another real message behind that. And this is all that you see in front of you. And if that's all that